All right. We are here. Sunday this time around. How's everybody doing so far? How's everybody's Saturday? How's everybody's week? A little impatient, waiting for the countdown to end, so we just kind of started it a little bit early. Also gives me a little bit of a buffer. Let's see who we got so far. Who's here a wee bit early. We got Christian. What's up? How am I? I'm doing good. A little groggy still. Just woke up. Got out of bed at 3:20, so like 40 minutes ago. 40 minutes ago now. Showered and got all my stuff ready to go. Here we are. When's your RE Requiem playthrough coming? That's going to be an interesting question, because I'm going to try to do it all in one video, since it's not a very long game from what I've heard. So I'm in the final throes of the game, I believe. So maybe the next day or two, or maybe I'll hold on to it until the weekend next week. But it's going to be a beefy video to upload, so it's probably going to take some time. But I think I'm almost done, based on where I'm at in the game. So I'm probably going to finish it tonight, and then however long it takes to upload that sucker, we'll see. What's up, Ava? Hope you had a good weekend. So far, so good. Got plenty of gaming in yesterday, which was one of the main reasons we pushed the stream to today, so I could get my RE9 on. What's up, Skelly? How's everyone's week and weekend? Week was a little tumultuous. Not like because it was too busy or anything. Well, I mean, there was like Thursday going into Friday because of Scrubs, Monarch, Gravity Falls. That was a really rough night to get through. Because Scrubs didn't post to Hulu and to Disney Plus until 5 in the morning, which it should have been according to everything I read at 3. So really messed up my throws. So like I ended up signing up for Hulu Live so I could just watch it or DVR it when it actually airs at 8 p.m. on Wednesday. So that should fix my scheduling issue during this upcoming week. Given it's already like at least it's one episode a week now, so that helps. No spoilers, but RE Requiem is my game of the year so far. Only thing that might beat it is GTA 6. Are we sure GTA 6 is actually going to come out this year? I think it's still slated to do so. I'm wondering if it's going to get pushed into 2027. But I mean, for me, unless GTA just like, I don't know, comes out blowing my socks off, I don't see how it could really top it. Then again, I have a little bit of a bias. What's up, Joe? Join the stream as it starts. Nice. Did you hear the news regarding Wednesday cast? Super excited for Winona Ryder appearing. I did. I think the thing most people have been talking about is why was Enid's name being thrown into a fire? I think the whole thing was just to be a little dramatic. I don't think it means anything, or maybe it does. Who knows? But it seems like every major main character is returning for the subsequent seasons, despite the school being shut down. Because I saw a couple people concerned about certain people not, kind of being written off into season 3, which does not seem to be the case. But I'm excited for Winona Ryder. That's cool. What's up, Vince? Was wandering around YouTube for something short to do before stream. Did you find anything? What's up, Shay After Dark? Howdy. Have you thought about doing a dairy reaction with episodes 7 and 8 together? No. Those will be individual videos. What's up, Turbian? Howdy, howdy. And Nicole, Jazzy, Callum, hello from Scotland. Hello right back. So Thomas, somehow the Sonyverse returned. Yeah, it's just like, do they not understand why this didn't work? I mean, on top of the movies just not being good, they're like, all right, I guess we're gonna try again. We're gonna reboot and start over. It better fucking have Spider-Man. I don't know, man. I don't know. Sony does not make the best of decisions, so who knows? Maybe some epiphany, some clarity will come after all of this. Do you just not sleep? I thought my sleep schedule was messed up. I mean, for the most part, what I usually do is I do like 3 to 4 hour chunks a day. I don't really do like a full straight 8 hours ever, except for like yesterday, last night I was able to, which is I slept from, when did I don't even remember when I went to bed. I think I went to bed at 6 this morning and I woke up at 3:30 in the afternoon. So I got a little over 8. Most of the time, like, I'll take a nap after dinner, which is like 6 or 7. So like I'll take a nap from like 8 until 11 or midnight, wake up, do my YouTube stuff, and then wind down and maybe go back to sleep around 5 or 6. Wake up for work at 9, and then, yeah, rinse and repeat. Take a nap during work, my work hours if I can get away with it, but otherwise, just power through. What's up, Stareface? Happy Sunday! The latest Gravity Falls reaction was so good. Hope everyone's having a good day. Right back at you. Glad you guys enjoyed that one. I'm sure a lot of people were like, oh, just you wait, you bastard. How dare you be cruel to McGucket? What's up, Isaac? Sabrina? Can't believe Paramount got Warner Brothers. The deal's not settled. I think it's still got to go through some finalization processes and stuff, but it does look like Paramount is going to win the bid unless something happens. I just bought RE Revelations. I've never actually played any of the Revelations games. I've watched a little bit of a playthrough of one of them. I can't remember which one it was, but those are ones I have not actually played. Hope you're good, Omni. I got Slime Rancher on Steam. Sam seems to love that. Barry, Starberry, has played a lot of that. Not my kind of game. Not my kind of game. I don't think I think I would go insane trying. Also, I hesitantly bought RE6 because more Leon the better. Yeah, I was going to play it, but then I was like, dude, I don't want to. I ended up watching a full I just ended up watching the story for the game before I started RE9, because that would just be less time consuming. I was able to squeeze that in with my schedule this past week. Actually playing the game, I was not able to squeeze in, and I'm good. After like actually watching it, I'm good. I don't think I missed out on much. So that's what I'm doing this stream, damn it. Enter button. Hell yeah, man. Can't wait for One Piece next week. One Piece is in 2 weeks. It's not, well, I mean, I guess technically it is next week, because if you're going on a Sunday to Saturday calendar, then yes, it is next week. Gaming messed up my sleep schedule this weekend. Now I fear for the work week. What have you been playing, Ava? Ginger, happy belated Pokemon Day. I can't believe it's 30. Right? I was talking about this on, I think in Discord. I was like, God, I know I brought this up a bunch of times. I was like, it's wild to me still that this franchise is celebrating its 30th anniversary, and I can very vividly remember seeing a Nintendo Power before it ever came out in the US and being like, dude, that looks sick as hell. I was like, oh, look at all those little monsters. That's badass. Look at those graphics. that was my takeaway as a 5-year-old. And oh no, I was 7. Sorry, 7. I would have been 7. I always, for whatever reason, think it came out in 95. That's not correct. Yeah, dude, it's so crazy. I mean, in Japan it was 36, and that was anyway, whatever. Just watched Scream 7 on Friday, and man, it was the weakest Scream movie out there. And they're still planning to have a Scream 8, and apparently they're scheduling to film it this fall. That is so quick. It's because they expect people are still going to show up. It's a lower budget film still, as horror movies tend to be. It's a franchise film, and despite the poor reception and a lot of people, not enough people, some people boycotting it, it is still performing very well, which is not surprising. So they're just going to go gung-ho straight ahead. And honestly, it ended with 6 for me, man. That was the perfect ending spot for everything, and I'm good. If I ever get around to watching 7, it'll be while sailing the high seas, if you know what I'm saying. I ain't giving them any money for that. What's up? Zevalev? I almost got there. Saw you in the Heartstopper reactions. Finished it in 2 days. You're amazing. Well, thank you. I've been going through Heartstopper again with the rejects because Greg and John have been watching it. I'm in the middle of their season 2, episode 7 and 8 reaction right now before stream. I didn't finish it just yet though, but yeah, I miss it. I miss it a lot, man. Did I hear about Paramount owning Warner Brothers? Yeah, we just mentioned that just a second ago. They own 4 of the biggest franchises in the world: Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, DC, Lord of the Rings, and Mortal Kombat. Yeah. I'm kind of terrified, I'm not gonna lie, because so much of our channel is Warner Brothers. I mean, we do some Paramount stuff here and there too, but most of it, we've done a lot of Warner Brothers and HBO content, and I'm so scared with Paramount because they are the devil when it comes to copyright, about how things are going to happen. They could just nuke reaction channels out of existence. Like anybody that has covered any of that shit could be nuked from existence if they wanted to fucking do that. Your hair, I skipped this one. I'm just picturing the Always Sunny meme with Dennis going, "Newsflash, asshole, they're never releasing GTA 6. I still need to actually watch Always Sunny. I've seen an egregious amount of out of context clips from the show. Never a full episode though. And then your hair looks very, very majestic right now. Very nice. Well, thank you. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. What's up, Charlotte? Hey, mate. How are you? Bet you can't wait until the new Ted series coming out this month. I know I am. I'm also cannot wait until the new Super Mario Galaxies is coming out next month as well. Yeah, I'm really excited for Ted. I mean, that comes out in just a few days. Thursday, right? I think the 5th. Yeah, it comes out Thursday. I think 10 episodes this season. It was 7 episodes for season 1, or no, I think it's 9 episodes this season. I can't remember. It's a little bit more than last season. So yeah, we will be blowing through that when it comes out. Have I watched the SNL last night where the actor who was in Heated Rivalry was hosting? He did so good with his first debut on SNL. I don't really keep up with SNL, but I did see a little snippet of him on stage bringing in some women's hockey players. So yeah, no, I'm glad those guys are doing well. What's up, Regine? Good evening, all. I'd much rather be seeing Wednesday news on my social media feeds, but it's been flooded with Jim Carrey conspiracies. Dude, same. I mean, that, like, I don't know what I believe about that, because, like, I could believe, because I've seen so many botched, like, plastic surgeries or, you know, fillers and stuff like that. I could believe that's Jim Carrey with all of those things, but I don't know that I buy that he would do any of those things. I don't even know, man. It's so weird. Warner Brothers Games have teased a big announcement to come in 2027 and 2028. My hope is for a Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings open world game. Well, they're already working on a Lord of the Rings game. So a big open world Lord of the Rings game, I think, is already in the works. Game of Thrones, though, who knows? Thoughts on the first look of the live action God of War? I'm so confused about that, because the official Amazon accounts posted that photo, but the actor said, don't believe everything you see on the internet. And I'm wondering if Amazon, because a lot of people were questioning whether or not it was AI. Maybe they hadn't actually done any costume or any fitting, any official shooting or anything like that for stuff like that to be put out. So maybe the implication is that it was AI, because he was like, that ain't it, for whatever reason, even though the Amazon accounts posted it. So we'll see. It looked fine. It looks fine. I think people are getting a little overblown on it. I think the color grading of the shot is off, and I think if they tweaked that a little bit, it would look so much better. But I do think I do feel like it's getting very overblown. I'm also typing with my cat lying on my stomach. She helped me type this message. Aww. What's up, Roberto? What's up? How are you doing? Just watched a horror called It Chapter 1 and 2. Just watched Welcome to Derry, and Welcome to Derry is my top 1 favorite It franchise. Pennywise is my favorite villain. Pennywise is a crazy, wild horror villain. Even more so in Andy Muschietti's version of it. Like, I love Tim Curry. His performance is iconic, but like, Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise is a monster. It is a hunter. It is a predator. And it is terrifying. And it is ruthless. And and it got pretty messed up in the films, but on Welcome to Derry, it goes to a whole other level. Here's this week's Arrowverse rewatch update. Finished season 4, Arrow, RIP Laurel Lance. Finished the first season of DC Legends, RIP Snart. Both were so fun. Yeah, dude, people still have not gotten over that Laurel Lance thing. And like I've said a couple times, they never knew what to do with Earth 1 Laurel. And I think that was evidenced by them killing her off like that and then immediately bringing in her Earth 2 counterpart instead to fill that gap, who was infinitely better. I never bought Laurel as Black Canary, I will say. I thought that was comic accuracy aside, that was the stupidest thing I think they could have done with that character in the Arrowverse. What do you think of the Boondocks season 4? It's known to be a really weak season and the downfall of the Boondocks. I don't think I've actually seen all of it. I think I've seen season 1, I've seen season 2. I'm not sure how much of seasons 3 and 4 I've actually seen. So I'm unsure. That Jim Carrey thing is crazy. Does not look like him, but still looks like the same, but with face products, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it does. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, it does, but it doesn't, but it does, but it does. But if he had work done, maybe I could see it. Did you hear that Catherine O'Hara passed away on Friday, January 30th? Yeah, we've talked about it a couple times. It's come up quite a few times. I posted about it on social media. Yeah. Brother, what is that sleep schedule? Hey, I know. I definitely know. Just started the first season of Supergirl. Dreamy sigh. Jeremy Jordan is so cute. Dude, I love Jeremy. I mean, that's the first thing. That's how I found out who Jeremy Jordan was Supergirl. And he was fantastic in that show, man. I love And my favorite episodes are still the ones where they had the crossover with Barry, with the Flash, and they did a musical episode and allowed all the musicians across both shows to just shine and cut loose. Yeah, Jeremy was a main character in Supergirl for multiple seasons, for many, many seasons. Yeah, that musical episode is still one of my favorite episodes of probably the Arrowverse as a whole. It's probably a top 10 Arrowverse episode. I mean, having him, Grant, Melissa, and Jesse all singing in the same episode was so good. That was a dream come true for me. Jesse did not sing enough in that show, is what I gotta say. Do you think RE6 deserves a second chance with a remake in the future? If so, what did you want changed? I mean, I don't know, man. It's one of those things where there's just so much going on. It was so ambitious. I don't know how you could remake it in a way that is grounds it in a I don't know. I mean, you could probably pull it off, but I'm not sure a remake could really help. Because I'm not sure how much the gameplay is the problem. So I don't know. It just jumps the shark, I think, is the main thing. And the story, especially like once you get to the end, the big twist, the big reveal, it's so hokey. Can't believe Kara isn't into him. There's something wrong there, right? Right? But he did get to dress her, which I still think is one of the most awkward scenes in there, which is funny because you could see sometimes he was like borderline drooling over some of the things he put her in. Man, the Scrubs revival was incredible. It's like they walked back into the old building from 2009, flipped the cameras on, and started filming again without missing a beat. 1000%, dude. I can't wait for Wednesday for the new episode. That first episode might be one of the best episodes in the series. To me, at least. Do you think that we'll move past Raccoon City? In this game, Requiem is a love letter to RE2 and 3 era. I mean, we have already moved past Raccoon City for a long time. This is why it's bringing us back. And I do think this might close that chapter. But the thing is, like, that was just like the inciting incident that really blew up and changed in the entire landscape of the RE universe because it was a public disaster. There's so much fallout from all of that. But I do feel like this is being designed as a way to close that arc fully. But you can never really fully do that, though. I don't know. I'm curious about that. But we after 3, we moved past it for a long time. This is the first time we've actually come back to it, other than some spin-off games like Umbrella Chronicles or Umbrella Corps, whatever the fuck that game was. Appreciate both the Hot Fuzz reference and the apology to McGucket. The only thing that would have made it better would be a ukulele. I thought about inserting a ukulele PNG, and while I was giving my apology, have it slowly creep into frame. But I was like, that's a little too cringy. I'll leave it out. I like an RE8 Heisenberg called Chris, the boulder punching idiot. Okay. I love that moment. It made me laugh, but the biggest question that I have about that is, how does anybody know about that? No one was filming it. It's not on video. Did Chris brag about that? Did he enter that into his official report when they killed Wesker? How did anybody outside of the people on that island ever know about that? The phrase ukulele apology still makes me cackle. Same. Night of the Seven Kingdoms or Nine Kingdoms was incredible. I agree, man. It was so good. Such a refreshing change of pace for Westeros. And I can't wait to see more of these two. I really, really can't. Yeah, can't wait for season 2. Me either. Everyone is playing RE Requiem. Do you think other games this year will see this amount of hype? RE Requiem is a big launch day. I could see Wolverine maybe seeing this much hype around Insomniac. I'm not sure, to be honest. Resident Evil, when it comes to gaming, Resident Evil is like a staple, an iconic series of the franchise. And I'm sure like Insomniac Spider-Man was really beloved, but like people were really turned off by Spider-Man 2 for some reason. I wasn't. I liked it a lot. It felt like a polishing of everything that was Spider-Man 1, but a lot of people didn't like it. So I don't know, man. I don't know if Wolverine could be as big as RE Requiem, but we'll see. We'll see. Who knows? I've been playing Divinity Original Sin. Got sucked into the story and the side quests. I have it, and I have never played it. I have not gotten into it. I know Lariat is moving on to do a new Divinity Original Sin sequel, so I am kind of tempted to check it out, even if it's not D&D proper. What's up, Sweet Pickle Peanuts? Totally not related, but I just want to say thanks for getting me through a rough period of my life. Your videos really helped me more than you know. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad to hear that. Like, again, like I never know. I still always, I guess, undervalue our videos over here. And the thing is, like, I know a lot of other people do that too, and I hear it comes up quite a bit. So it's like, I don't know, it's just weird when it's like my videos, because I'm still not used to that. But I'm just glad our silliness, our shared passion, our shared love for all the things that we consume, and kind of sharing all that together, right? It builds up some community. It makes people, myself, very much so myself included, not feel alone while digging into all these shows, films, and all that kind of stuff. And if it brightens up your day, I can never be more proud about that. Thank you. I'm glad. But thank you for stopping in. Thank you for sharing that. Oh god, this conversation is turning my bones to dust. 30 years of Pokemon. I'm still marveling over being able to walk around diagonally finally. Right? Or Pokemon existing in the outer world where you can see them before you bump into them. I think GTA 6 is releasing this year. I think the only thing that cements the November release is seeing gameplay this summer. And more trailers, like RE Requiem releases mini trailers over 8 months. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if I'll ever finish it, but I'm sure I will buy GTA 6 at least to have that open world playground for a little bit. Again, like I've said before, like I got GTA 5. I started it like 3 to 4 different times, and I've never played more than 4 hours of it in any given time, and never finished it. Scream 6 kind of put a perfect period on the series for me. Same. To see the trailer for Backrooms, I remember I watched the short film on YouTube years ago, and I can't wait to see it. I did. I don't know what the hell kind of movie it could possibly be, so I'm gonna keep my eyes open for a full trailer. Also, halfway through my One Piece rewatch, getting ready for season 2. Man, I forgot how great the show is. Looking forward to the second season. I've been doing that via watching. I think it's Tara and Andrew are the ones watching it on Rejects, who are just now diving into it ahead of the new season. And that's so soon, man. That's so close. What's up, Gavin? Before Scream 7 was on, there was a Scary Movie 6 trailer, and man, is it great. No spoilers, because I know you haven't seen it, since it's playing in the previews of Scream 7. Yeah, it hasn't released online yet, officially. It's leaked, but it hasn't officially been released online. I have not watched the trailer, though. I'm glad that it's getting decent reactions so far, because that's honestly, it's kind of surprising, but gives me hope. I've been watching Real Rejects TED reactions. Greg's laugh is contagious. Yes, it is. I'm shocked that they were this late to it, to be honest, but I'm glad they're enjoying it. I'm gonna try to squeeze in a rewatch of the 2 movies before season 2 comes out. Paramount and Lionsgate are bastards. Yes, they are, man. And Universal. Do you ride your horse, or does it ride you? Knights of the Seven Kingdoms. Yes. Invincible Season 4 in 2 weeks. I'm so excited. I'm so damn excited. Technically, you put I'm so damn exited. Who's your favorite character from Netflix One Piece? And is it the same as your favorite character from the anime? Yeah, it's the same. In Netflix and in the anime, both my favorite characters are Zoro. Zoro's my favorite character right now. As far as season 1 goes. No, it's still Zoro. It's still Zoro. There's some characters I love you have not met yet. Some we are going to be meeting, but we won't talk about that until after. To be honest, Bits and Pieces is an acceptable way to watch Always Sunny. Speaking as a fan. Hell yeah. I mean, it looks batshit insane from everything I've seen. This month, Invincible, Daredevil, heck yeah. Yep. Daredevil's at the end of the month. For what I've heard from 3C Films is that Paramount is going to put all of Warner Brothers in Paramount Plus so they can get rid of HBO Max. Like, why though? HBO is the bigger brand than Paramount. I have no idea, man. I feel like that is stupid. I mean, even when Netflix was talking about it, they were going to leave HBO Max alone and separate from what I remember in their agreement. I do think that is a stupid fucking move. By the way, happy Women's History Month. Yes, indeedy doodly. Let's see. And Ari Requiem looks so good in graphics. Video games have come a long way. I can't wait to see where they go from here. Could Gris make a comeback too? Do people like him as much as Leon? I really feel like people love... I think Leon he's so baby girl that people love him so much. Like, he penetrated... phrasing. Both sides of the spectrum deeply on a multitude of different levels. Chris is still my favorite character, of the dudes at least. Jill's my favorite character. Chris is my second favorite character. I want to see Jill make a fucking comeback. That's what I want to see, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But Leon does seem to be the franchise favorite, though. Is it really Jim Carrey, though? That's the question everybody's asking. If the deal goes through, it's going to be weird to see Game of Thrones on their app. Yeah, yes it will. 10th is the show that I've been most excited for. It's almost like a comfort show for me. It's raunchy, yet it has this light family vibe to it. Yeah, I've been really looking forward to it. You know, there's a couple of other things coming out this year. I think I would say I'd put just above it, but it is definitely in my top 5 most anticipated shows of this year. It looked and sounded like Jim Carrey, though. Looked is debatable. My favorite Scream villain death is Stu Macher in 1996. He lived by the idiot box. He died by the idiot box. Yes, he did. How are you enjoying Welcome to Derry? Just saw your recent reaction. By the way, hair game, stay on point routine. I just put some pomade in there, blow dry it after the shower, and this is what happens. I mean, I loved it. I thought it was a fantastic season. I've been done with it. My watch has been completed for weeks. I think I finished it 3 weeks ago. It's all on Patreon, but I thought it was a fantastic season. It had some weak moments, but for the most part, it was a very strong fucking narrative, and opens the door for some really interesting stuff for future seasons. Luffy is freaking adorable. I just want to give him a hug. Not wrong. I'd do the same. If the actor says don't believe what you see on the internet, then it's definitely AI or something like that, because why would they say that when they're physically were there and knew what was going on? True. That's the weird thing about it. I don't think that Kratos and Boyd don't need to look like their game counterparts as long as they feel like the characters like it. I mean, they don't look that far off from them either. People were just like, oh, it looks like cosplay, but that's the critique you see of everything anymore. Even when it's authentic, like real materials and everything, it's still cosplay for some people when it doesn't match exactly what they've got in their head. Sorry, but I wasn't able to be here for the live stream last time. I was with a friend of mine, that's why. All good. Tim McCurry's Pennywise is just gonna fuck with you and then kill you, but this Pennywise is an actual monster, and I kind of love it. Yeah, yes. Yeah, they did not handle the canaries well. Hey, I liked Sarah. Sarah was the peak canary all the way through, from black to white, until Legends inevitably also ruined that as well. Though that was well after the Arrowverse was on its spiral downward, at least. So what do you feel about the revival that Stan has a brother? The reveal that Stan has a brother and that they are the first mystery twins. Pretty fucking cool. Yeah, I just can't wait to figure out what happened to his brother, what he's been up to, what happened, and all of that. Yeah, that's a wild little thing we just learned. Again, that'd be over on Patreon. That's something I finally got. We just learned who was behind a lot of stuffs. Bella Ramsey's Ellie is the perfect example. I wasn't worried about her not looking like her game version as long as she felt like Ellie. And well, she doesn't feel like the character in my opinion in season 2. In season 1, I thought she was fantastic. You know, season 2, not so much. Sorry. You know, when blurring between the character and the actors gets blurred in my mind sometimes there. But yeah, they were fantastic. They felt like Ellie 1-to-1 almost in season 1, but in season 2, not even a little bit. There was like moments, but they completely fucked that up. What's up, Shano? Sorry I was late. I prepare my lunchbox for working my new job. Anyway, how are you, by the way? I'm good. A little groggy, but good. Still waking up. Still waking up. What's up, Nicholas? Super excited for One Piece live action season 2 next month. It's this month. It's this month. Isn't it? Well, you might still be. Well, maybe it's still February for you. Is that possible right now? Anyway, that's beside the point. Already heard they're doing something like the Garp reveal stuff again, already in season's first episode from Anime 600's episode. Yeah, I saw one thing they were like, at least that involved Thriller Bark, that they were like, dude, get to this episode because you have a feeling that it might help you when you go into season 2. And now I'm seeing stuff where they're like, oh, there might be this thing from episode 600 and something that is actually going to be showing up in this. And I'm like, the fuck? Well, I'm definitely not getting there before season 2 comes out. So there's still going to be some things I will not know that they will be setting up. I think it's a whole ass character from what I've seen as well. That a character that was introduced is shown in live action in a clip in one of the trailers, I guess, that is doesn't come into the anime until the 600s, like you said. I've seen that. I still don't know that character. I know their name. I know their name now, but I don't know anything about them. So I'm not gonna sweat over that spoiler though. People think that just because TV characters don't look like their game counterparts, it'll automatically suck, which isn't always the case. To see the teaser for the Wednesday with the new actors. I did. We just talked about that a little bit ago. What's up, Lucius? Hey, Omni, always happy when you do these lives. You're one of the reasons I keep going in life because I've been struggling a lot, and seeing you makes me smile. Lots of love to you. Thank you so much, man. I'm glad again, like we were talking about earlier. I'm glad that the silliness we bring in here at least puts a little light in some lives and helps y'all. I mean, it helps me keep trudging forward too, man. All of it does. Like, it's a feedback loop. You know, we all kind of help each other along the way. The OG It movie is what birthed my fear of clowns. I snuck and watched it as a kid and never recovered. I watched it when I was 7 or 8, and I don't really feel like I was ever that freaked out by it, personally. I think the spider creeped me out towards the end more than any of the actual clown bits. Jeremy is so talented. Yes, he is. Jeremy was in Supergirl? What? Yep, he was a main character for what, 4 or 5 seasons? 4 seasons? 3 seasons? When did he leave? I think it was season 3. But he kept coming back for guest appearances every now and then too, still. Jim Carrey thing is wild, but instead of being a clone or something, I honestly wouldn't put it past him to hire someone to impersonate him, either for fun or to make a point. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that, actually. He does like fucking with people. That musical episode, Chef's Kiss. Am I going to react to Stranger Things Tale from 85 animated series? If you do, what do you expect out of the series? I'm not sure if I will do it for the channel or not, just because of how much of a pain in the ass it was to do season 5. But season 5 is the final season of the flagship show, so it might not be as bad. But I don't know. I'm also not excited for it. I think it's stupid as hell that we're even doing that, but we'll see. We'll see. Stay up to 3 a.m. 3 days in a row just to play Requiem, and I'm just past the halfway point now. I've heard it's like a 10-hour game, and I'm like in the 6 to 7 hour mark, I think, right now. Would you like to see Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. cast come back to the MCU? Of course. 100%. Yes. I would love that. Can't wait to rewatch that musical episode. It's so good. Yeah, what kind of Jim Carrey conspiracy are we talking about? Just look it up. We're not going to break it down right now. I want to see Jeremy Jordan in that Broadway show he's playing. The Great Gatsby is what it's called. Well, he's his run's ending. His last performance is in, it's either this week or next week, I think, will be his final run in that show. And then it'll be going, if it stays on stage, it'll be somebody else will be taking over that part afterwards. I'm sad that our Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. journey is coming to an end. Yeah, dude. We're recording the penultimate episode tonight. And then the finale's next week. My only problem with the musical Arrowverse episode was its placement in the season after the episode where Wally escapes the Speed Force. Never really bothered me that much. I never really thought about it that much either, honestly. But as the standalone episode, it's so good. It's too good. Arrowverse is the best series of all time. Did you meet any actor from Supergirl, Arrow, Flash, etc. from TV? Yeah, I met Brandon Routh, Grant Gustin, Stephen Amell, John Wesley Shipp. That's it so far for Arrowverse. Oh, Tyler Hoechlin. I met Tyler recently. And later this month, when I go to Richmond, Tom Cavanaugh, Carlos Valdez, Daniel Panabaker are all going to be there as well, alongside Grant Gustin and John Wesley Shipp. So 5 of them are going to be there, and Tom Welling, Tyler Hoechlin, and Brandon Routh are going to be there. So all the relevant and important television Supermen that are alive are going to be there. What's up, Marcus? Would you agree that RE7 saved the franchise? I feel like RE7 and 8 saved the horror in Resident Evil. I'm so excited for other locations to shine. Yes, RE7 I think did really put a shot of adrenaline into the franchise by taking it back to the horror roots. I do think Ethan is the worst protagonist we've ever had. I liked the story and the arc, even for his character, but his characterization is so bleh that he just like, his story is memorable, but he as a character is forgettable. Because he's supposed to be such a blank slate self-insert for the audience, for the player, he doesn't stand out as a character. But I love the vibe of 7. Going back to a mansion, to Louisiana, to the creepy family, all the horror elements of it. It was so well done. 8 just amps it back up and kind of goes right back into being more action than horror. But I also loved 8 a lot. But I think that what really did it was the remakes. I think the remakes I think RE7 was the push they needed to get interest back in the franchise after 6, because 6 hurt it really bad. But then the remakes came, and that shot another jolt of adrenaline into the franchise. I'm curious, I don't have Paramount, but do they have that level of violence and nudity that HBO Max is allowed to have? I mean, there's no reason that they don't, but I don't really watch enough of their shows to really say. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think that's kind of their staple, so I'm not sure. Though. I very rarely even utilize Paramount Plus. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has been a light in my day every Monday. It used to be Wednesday, but I'm excited to see what is to come. Yeah, once we finish, before we do a replacement poll for it, we're gonna hold off on that until this wave of content is over, or at least subsides a little bit before we start a new show to take its place. Especially since we've been doing it for like 3 years, 2.5, 3 years, something like that. Also, welcome to Derry. Can't wait for that last episode reaction. Yeah, dude. It has a fantastic finale. And dude, episode 7 though, that opening is so fucked up. Oh my god. Holy shit, is it so fucked up. If Leon wasn't in Requiem at all, do you think people would be as excited to go back to Raccoon City? I mean, I think so, yeah. I mean, obviously, I think Leon and the crew are a great draw, but I love that we have a new set of eyes going in there and digging into it, because what happened there is involved with this person's past, her mother's past. Her mother is a survivor of Raccoon City. You play as her mother in Outbreak 1 and 2. So like, going back to that and having somebody that hasn't had a light shined on them in any kind of way is a lot of fun, and having somebody trying to uncover their own past, their own history by investigating this thing that happened a long time ago and what may still be going on is a lot of fun. I think it makes sense that we need like people like Leon and anybody else that may or may not show up. It makes sense because it does impact them in the present day in the world. But if he never showed up in it, I do think it would be really weird. But I do feel like that people would have been on board either way. I know I would have. If we can get on board for fucking Ethan, we can get on board for Grace. Grace is a much more interesting character. I like the first suit she's tries, literally a 2-piece swimsuit. Yeah. And you're just like, good damn, you know? And but then you're just like, what are you doing? You know what you were doing there. Just saw your Scrubs season 9 reaction. I'm glad Scrubs is back. I love that little joke. Season 9. As if I mean, I know, like the season 9, they've retconned it. It's no longer canon. It doesn't exist in the timeline, but they still are calling this season 10. Even though when you go on Hulu, if you go on Disney Plus, it's season 1 of a brand new show that is also just called Scrubs. Not Scrubs Revival, not Scrubs Reunion, not Scrubs 2026. Just, you got Scrubs and Scrubs. I don't know why they did that. Maybe legal reasons? I don't know. What's up, Lana? How are you? Went on a little online detox the past 2 weeks after I was in the hospital. Anything new going on? Nothing too crazy. Playing Resident Evil Requiem. There's a Jim Carrey conspiracy going on the internet. We talked about a little bit here and there. Just a little bit more of the same. Nothing too crazy. Hope you're feeling better though. I'm sorry to hear you were in the hospital, but taking a little bit of a healthy reprieve away from the internet is always a good recourse to do. So hope you're feeling better though. Still need to watch your Resident Evil Requiem playthrough. I haven't posted it yet, so there you go. It's not up yet. I'm gonna miss Snarton Legends. I know you sort of see him again, but I love this character. Me too, man. Me too. Am I interested in getting that Lego Batman game? I don't really care for the Lego games. I really, really don't. I like them in concept and idea, but every time I play them, I get so bored. Some fans are asking why Leon never came back to Raccoon City like it was his city. My answer was he was literally there for a day as a rookie cop and left after that. Yeah, he didn't live there. I think people, like, they spent so much time in Raccoon City with Leon that I think some people forget details of the story or something. Or maybe it feels like he's from there, but he's not. He's from a completely different, we don't even know where he's from. He doesn't live there. He was moving there. He was driving there. He literally showed up in the city for his first day of work commuting, and this chaos was going on. Same with Claire. She doesn't live there. She's not from there. The only people that lived there or operated there were the STARS members, Chris, Jill, Wesker, that whole crew, because they worked and had been working for a long time at RPD. We don't know that they lived in the city though. Well, Jill does. We know she does. We see her apartment in RE3. That's where we start the game, is in her apartment. We don't know anything about where Chris lives, I guess, is where we're doing. He could live inside the city limits, maybe outside the city limits, maybe he commutes, maybe he doesn't. We don't really know that, but we know at least they do. But Leon, Claire, no. They're the one that is their game that actually takes place in the city. They don't live there. I feel like a Night of the Seven Kingdoms will get some Emmys, because Emmys be given awards to do shows often. They don't give shows to shows that have a second season. They do like to lean towards new content more than something going on as second, third, fourth season or whatever. Let's see. Scrubs. Same. JD ending with episode I Can't Do This on My Own had me in actual tears. Same, man. I was tearing up on that whole little bit. Bill Lawrence has always been the master of hilarious jokes pivoting into emotional disemboweling. I didn't know until looking into it here that he also created Ted Lasso, and he also created Shrinking, which I've heard great things about Shrinking, but I haven't watched that one yet. But Ted Lasso is such a twisting tearjerker of a show, but also so feel good. And knowing that he also worked on Scrubs and a lot of that, and it has a lot of that same DNA, makes a lot of that really, really click. I love his sensibilities, as I am learning. The only thing is Dunk is going to get the blame for the kidnapping Egg, though. Yeah, and I heard that was a change from the book. In the book, Makar knows that Egg went with Duncan. I think they just did it to be a little punchline, a little throwback gag to the first time he ran away. I don't think he's going to be that upset about it. I think he's just going to be like, ah, damn it. All right. Once he finds out, but I guess we'll see, because he was okay with it in the novel. I think they just did that for the joke. I like Next to the Seven Kingdoms, or 9, in the finale. My only issue was that the post-credit scene is a big change from the book where they, oh, yeah, exactly what I just mentioned. I think it was just a gag. I don't think it's going to change the story or what happens in subsequent seasons. The only reason I said 9 and not 10 was because I see Scrubs Med School as a spinoff, and season 8 ended perfectly. I mean, that's how they see it. And even though, but the thing is, in season 9, the original Sacred Heart is torn down, because in real life, the building they used for it was also torn down, and they wrote it into the story. So even canonically, story-wise, season 9 just can't, even if it was a spinoff, can't be in the same universe or timeline. They called it like, Donald Faison called it an Elseworlds season. So, yeah. No, I know. I knew you were going. I assumed you were going for the joke. Saw Scream 7 yesterday, and the only thing more outrageous than the ending was the 42 euro Ghostface cup they sell that's made of cheap plastic and rubber. Oh my god. I haven't even seen the cup. Yeah, I've not been hearing any good stuff about this movie. If you pick any Mario and Sonic characters to be your favorite, who would you go for? I mean, Sonic. Sonic's my favorite Sonic character, and if we're talking about both of franchises, it's Sonic. If we're talking Sonic, it's Sonic. If it's Mario exclusively, it's Yoshi. Let's see. Did I hear the live action Astro Boy is in the works at Sony? I did see that. That'll be interesting, assuming it comes to fruition. Also, the dude who plays Dunk is quite a dish, especially with his beautiful long hair. Yeah, seeing him with his long hair was kind of knee-jerking a little bit. Also, he can sing. Also, I love the clips of him singing Backstreet Boys on the set while they're recording and singing along and playing it with the entire crew. That was really cool. In the show, Makar is very clueless and dumb. I don't think he's dumb, I just don't think he cares. He cares about his family, he cares about his brother, he cares about his kids, but he doesn't really care about all the political shit. He didn't think he would have to, I don't think. You know, his brother was going to be king. He didn't really feel like he needed to worry about any of this, but now his brother's dead and he's going to be king, and now he's like, well, fuck. I kind of get it. Apparently he won't be in season 2 though, which concerns me since that post-credit stuff set that up. Again, it's just a joke. People are taking that scene way too seriously with how this show has been. And that said, he's not going to be in season 2, but they said he will be back. So he will be in other seasons for sure. Like, he confirmed as much. He won't be in season 2, but he will be in future seasons, at least. When that character pops up, it's probably because his character is not involved at all in the next story or book or whatever. New Scream is in theaters, new Scrubs is on TV, new Unnecessary War in the Middle East. I'm reliving my teenage years and it sucks. Yeah, right. What do we do? Are we in 2000s again? I have to say, Kristen Bell as Amy is perfect casting for Sonic. I can't wait to hear her speak as Amy. Tara and the new John. Right. Sorry. I'm getting, I got Tara and Andrew watching Game of Thrones mixed up. It's new John. I love that it's just like new John and old John. Another thing I didn't like about the change was Egg is lying to Dunk again, which shows that he didn't learn his lesson from lying the first time. It was this whole season 1 arc. Still love the show. I think you're so easy to like because you have a very empathetic and laid-back energy. That's what drew me to your channel, at least. Oh, I'm glad I can evoke that, at least, because that's kind of what I try to do. Inspire empathy and just be open-minded in a world where a lot of people are incapable of doing that, it seems. So excited for Ted season 2 in like 4 days. Yes, dude. Have I ever seen Uncut Gems? If you haven't, will you react to it on your channel? I would love to check it out. I wanted to see it while I was in theaters, but I wasn't able to get around to it. I've heard great things about it. I want to see it. If I ever do get around to watching it, it'll most definitely be for the channel, but I just can't say when that's going to happen. Looking forward to season 2 a lot, and now House of the Dragon season 3 because of Ryan Condal messing with George's work. Oh, and not House of the Dragon season 3 because of Ryan Condal messing with George's work. Yeah, I am not as after all of that, and especially after this, like, I'm just like, my excitement for House of the Dragon season 3 has infinitely lessened after all the drama and all the revelations. Not so much drama, but revelations. Isn't The Boys season 5 coming out the same day as Invincible? It doesn't start the same day. Invincible starts of like 2-3 weeks before The Boys, but they will be, once The Boys starts, it'll be in the middle of Invincible. So there's 3 weeks where Invincible and The Boys will both be airing on the same day. Can't watch Ted until next month. Who's your favorite character from Hazbin Hotel and Hell of a Boss? From Hazbin Hotel, it's Lucifer. From Hell of a Boss, it is Moxie. You look at Foxy. Let me get you in your box. Get your 2 tickets to Freshly here. Zorro's a badass. Yes, he is. Do you think Paramount will ask HBO to wrap up the Game of Thrones and DC universes? No, that would be their main draw. Paramount doesn't have a draw. They need a draw. There's no way they would ask them to wrap it up when they're still in demand. When they have fuck all anything. They have nothing. There's no way. Great time. Great every time someone mentions riding a horse, my mind immediately plays Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy on loop. That's so funny. I'm kind of for me too. Yeah, I was, Peppermint, I just noticed that you've been spamming. Please don't do that, or you will be removed from the chat. Let's see. Just typing that way was, and skip the C. Have you been keeping up with new Rockstar's Road to Doomsday that they have on their YouTube channel? Should react to that if you have a chance. I am not going to have a chance. I'll go ahead and kill that right now. I haven't been watching it either. I'm good. A channel I just found that does music breakdowns stumbled on Has-Been, and they watched Losing Streak with zero context, and they had no idea Angel is a guy. I was crying just thinking of his, where was his I'm a man of many jobs. One of them is being a woman. True. Two channels I love watching for their musical breakdowns are Tim Welch's. I can't remember his full channel name because it's Tim Welch's something. Tim Welch and Peter something or other. Hold up. Tim Welch, I'm subscribed to his Patreon because I like he's actually watching the show. But then Peter Barber actually started watching the show too. I love their breakdowns, and they ended up inevitably watching the shows, which was nice. What's up, my go? By the way, Omni, are you enjoying Interview with a Vampire? I mean, I've only watched one episode so far. I'll be recording episode 2 tonight. Yeah, episode 1 was fucking awesome. That whole twist and turn, not even twist, but that whole like ramp up at the end of the first episode was insane. Also, the power scaling has me intrigued. I remember when I first watched it, when it aired on AMC Plus, I was addicted with the show after seeing the first episode, and I was hooked. I'm kind of right there. I'm actually kind of right there. But yeah, we got some Peter Barber fans in here. Definitely check out Tim Welch. He's been watching the shows, but he hasn't been watching them on YouTube though, which is the sad part. But he's done some of their musical breakdowns, but he's also been watching the show and getting invested in lore, the world, and all that for both Has-Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss. He actually started with Hell of a Boss before actually watching Has-Been. Leon is baby girl. Got some personal stuff right now, so hope everybody here is doing better today. Right back at you. Sorry to hear you're having some personal issues. Hopefully everything washes over and gets better soon, man. I'm in the middle of a rewatch of Scrubs season 1 through 8, and after the whole 9 episodes are out. Yeah, I had just finished my rewatch of Scrubs because I've been watching it just in my free time while editing, while doing some other stuff for the last couple of weeks, and I just finished the season 8 finale the night before the new season started, and I was like, I'm not watching season 9 if it's not canon, so fuck it, skipping it. What's up, Rebecca? Hello! I'm lurking and eating, but Leon is baby girl. New G.I. Joe movie is in the works. Yeah, I saw that as well. Am I going to tune in for the Oscars with Conan O'Brien? I never watched the Oscars, so probably not. I will look up and see who wins after the fact. I've loved Conan O'Brien, always found him naturally hilarious. Same. He's a fantastic host and comedian and writer. Do you think Capcom will get on the RE hype train and announce a Code Veronica remake at Summer Game Fest in June or RE0? There's already rumors and leaks that are hinting towards an RE5 remake, an RE0 remake, and an RE Veronica remake. So we will see. Did I react or see the new Toy Story 5 trailer? I didn't react to it. Obviously, it would be on the trailer if I did. Be on the channel if I did. I did watch it though, and it looked fine. It looked fine. I want to see Jill come back. I think they'll balance out introducing new characters while bringing back fan favorites. We'll see. We'll see. I feel like they said after this they want to get away from the number scheme so that they can just do stories that are in the world and play around with the timeline so it's not just consecutive. So they were like, while this is happening, Leon's doing this, but meanwhile there's other stuff happening in the world in other places with other people. So they're going to bounce around in time, bounce around with characters' perspectives and stuff like that. I think that we're going to see more of that moving forward. And Jill needs some fucking love, man. People accuse the God of War picture of being generated by AI. Yeah, we talked about that earlier, and the actor is like, don't believe everything you see on the internet. That's very telling considering he's in the photo and they said that was an official photo. So who knows, man? Did Gravity Falls 1011 top 110 for you? No. 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 I said as much. Watch my stuff. You know, it was a good episode, but it does not top Fight Fighters, man. Thanks, Omni. Right after that is why you're love your Sharon. It's easy to mix up Bella and Ellie's pronouns, and literally, all it takes is a fuck, sorry, meant they, and move on. That's all we ask. Yeah. See, that's where the tisms come in for me because my first encounter with it was reading the novel at age 12. You have a part 2 somewhere. I can't find it. I don't think it posted your part 2. I'm blind. Yeah, your part 2 got 8. Oh, there is no part 2. That was age 12. For some reason, I read it correctly, but then my brain still told me it also said 1 of 2. That was my fault. RE Requiem feels like Alan Wake 2 in many ways with 2 playable characters. Well, I mean, that's been an RE staple for a long time. RE2 had 2 playable characters. RE1 had 2 playable characters. RE3, well, I know you do play as 2 different people throughout the story. I was gonna say it's the first one where you play one person singularly. RE3, you play as 2 different characters at different points in the game. Actually, in RE2, you play as 3 different characters throughout the game. RE3 is 2. RE4 is 3 different characters. 5 is 2 different characters. 6 is 6 different characters. Or no, 4 different characters. 4 different characters. 7 is 1. You're only ever Ethan, right? And then 8 is back to... Wait. No, 7 is also 2. 8 is also 2. Let's see, never thought about clowns as creepy in a scary way. More like fact they are grown-ass men behaving like children and trying to play with children. But that's on my traumatized brain, I guess. Only clown I like is Twisty from AHS. Twisty. Is that the killer clown? Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. Wish Carla and Cox were in season 9 a lot more, but Cox is going to be in a show on HBO and Judy is on High Potential as a series regular. You should check out High Potential. Yeah, I heard like scheduling issues were involved in why they weren't in it as much, but we will get more Cox and we will be getting more Carla, so I wouldn't be worried too much about that. I think they confirmed as much. 2 episodes. There are 2 characters in episode 1 that appear for first in the 600s. Yeah, but that won't be much of a spoiler. One of them is also only standing in the back. Yeah, I mean, yeah, right. Even in episode 1 and season 1, there's still stuff from like way down the line. They also show a scene from late 400s, and that scene is a really weird decision to have so early, especially because people will make the wildest theories that go nowhere. Interesting. Requiem differs in playtime depending on play style. I'm constantly on the lookout for files, raccoons, other collectibles that adds to the playtime, and also looking for Easter eggs in Raccoon City. Yeah, I've been taking my time throughout it. I've cleaned the care center completely before I moved on. So I've also reset a couple of saves just because I kept mispressing and wasting items. So I was like, nope, I need that, stop it. And I went back and reloaded. So I have done that a couple of times. Oscar Morgan is going to be in season 2 of Wednesday. He played Baelor's son in Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I remember he was the lead on Gotham Knights on CW, and that was canceled. He was a good actor. We only got to see two shots of him in this season, so that's cool. Let's see. What's a mercenary? Personally not into musicals, and I made an exception for the Arrowverse episode and loved it too. I was worried it would add to the plot of the season, and added to the plot in many ways. That Titans live action show was a great show. I don't remember if it was canceled or not. It was forced to wrap up. But man, I loved it. Thinking that Raven was going to be the live action Rapunzel was hilarious. Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I still hate episode. I personally still hate season 1. I don't like season 2. Season 3 I thought was okay. Was fine. Season 4 was okay for me. It got better, but I still personally loathe it as a whole. Chris saved RE8 for me. Some people I know hate RE8 for some reason. I think it's because the campiness of it. The switch to action, the monster mash, movie, villain, bosses, the over-the-top superpowers, and the characterization of everything like that, like Heisenberg also being Magneto. There's a bunch of things that I've seen people not like about it. But I had fun. How have you been enjoying the return of Scrubs, and are any guest stars that you would like to make a return? I've been loving it so far. As far as guest stars that haven't returned yet, I'm gonna stay away from the ones I know are coming, but maybe. Wow, now I'm thinking about it. It's like everybody I know is already confirmed or has already showed up at least once that I would pick. Kim. I'd like Kim to pop up because that would make sense. She's not confirmed to pop up, but Kim would make sense because baby mama for JD. What's up, Clopia? Hey, such a fan. Well, welcome. Thanks for being here. If they do an RE6 remake, are you worried it could lead to some problems the original had, or should they skip it entirely aside of that minefield, so to speak? I think it'd just be really difficult because I don't think the gameplay was the problem most people had. I think it was the pacing, it was trying to do everything. It was trying to please everybody. It had a different play style for everybody. You had the classic RE stuff with Leon, you had the action stuff with Chris, and you had whatever the fuck Jake's stuff was. And clones. It was a weird game. If you ever need a break or hiatus due to the big wave of media coming in, please take it. Don't burn out. I'm gonna try. When you finish Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you should do a tier list and rank a couple of things in it. Like what? If Paramount does take over, I'm worried about John Oliver. Bro is on a perpetual fire me, I fucking dare you bender. We'll see, man. My opinion, Welcome to Derry is better than both movies combined. Do you agree? Yes, I agree. I definitely agree. Wait, you watched first Agents of 3 years ago? Man, I feel like I subbed you for 3 years. Man, time goes by fast. Yeah, man, it's been wild. Time's an illusion after all. If there's any RE Requiem DLC, would you want to play as Alyssa again? Sure. I think that could be cool. Because there's still a lot to kind of tackle there. Again, just to be clear, I haven't finished 9 yet, but I would love to like go back and see some of what got her into this position. I hope Wells shows up in season 9 as Scrub since he played JD's brother. Yes, dude. Yeah. What? Kim or Tom Cavanaugh coming back to play Dan would be really cool. That would be cool. I forgot. I don't know why I blanked on Dan. Was thinking you should watch Home Improvement with Tim Allen. I feel like it'd give you something you'd like. It's hilarious. I watched it a lot when I was growing up. If we're talking about the OG show, I don't know. Was there a reboot? I don't remember if it was a reboot ever or not. I watched the original show growing up, like a lot with my parents and stuff. Which tier do I need for the newest OP reaction? And how far are you ahead? Currently following FlexiJ anime OP journey, and it's been extremely fun. She fell in love so fast. Just started Water 7. I mean, you get you're the furthest ahead with our legendary tier. That's up to 4 weeks ahead, and that's on for One Piece. That right now, I know I've recorded a tad ahead just because I was paranoid about certain things, but I think it's 2. Where are you at? Uh, 351 is the last episode that is on Patreon at the moment. Here for the week. I'm here on your way. Sorry, I was a little bit late. All good, all good. Hope you're feeling better. Honestly, I feel like it would have been cool if they held off on revealing Leon until the game released, so fans of Leon can have heart attacks upon seeing Leon for the first time in however many years. I think that's why they held off. It was already rumored, it was already leaked that Leon was in the game. So when they didn't tease him in the first teaser that came out, people were thinking the hooded dude, the Victor, was Leon. And then in the second trailer is when they fully revealed Leon. Yeah, I don't think that they would. I don't think they could have or would have held off on it until game day, but would have been interesting. Let's see. I don't think as many people would have bought it if that was the case too, though. For AwesomeCon, all the cast from Firefly will be there, so I have a chance to see Nathan Fillion and Alan Tudyk, which is I'm so freaking excited for. Yeah, I wanted to go for that. They've got some classic Doctor Who guests as well. Some of my favorite old school companions are going to be there, and I'm so sad I'm not going to be able to make it out that way. But yeah, I hope you have fun. I saw all the Firefly people. I still need to watch Firefly. I've still never seen it. But yeah, they got a pretty decent little lineup right now. Oh, speaking of Scrubs, did you catch the shout out to Sam Floyd? That gutted me. Yeah, I did. I wish Ted could be in the show. It breaks my heart. I didn't even know he passed away until I was looking into this recently, since I was like, oh, he hasn't been confirmed to come back, and that was why. They also said that we will very likely get to see Kelso at some point. It's just if and when they're not sure yet. Let's see. Hey Omni, in my opinion, welcome to you. Okay, you keep posting this, please, guys. Don't spam messages. What did you think about what you ever watched? Pretty Little Liars Original Sin or Internal in the Future? I have zero interest in Pretty Little Liars. If it wins a poll, I'll give it a chance, but I will never watch it on my own free will. And I have no idea what the other thing you mentioned was. Am I going to watch a new show after Rivalry is over? No. Rivalry was a spur of the moment, impromptu thing. It is not a brand new slot for the channel. Oh yeah, I'm deep in the Jim Carrey rabbit hole since we got back on TikTok yesterday. I can't imagine the craziness going on over there about it. With all the exposure to Tom Cavanaugh in the Arrowverse, he's one I'm anticipating to show up in Scrubs. I would hope so. I don't know what he's doing as of late, but I would like to see him pop back up. Did you watch that Iowa hazing video? It freaked me the hell out. Them kids are creepy, weird, and other things as hell in those houses. I have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, hazing rituals in general are weird, creepy, and fucked up most of the time. So I'm not sure. I have not heard of this new thingy-mabob. Occurrence. Probably a better word. Did you ever think of Devin? Did you ever think Kenny and Devin would have a love triangle, or do you think about them and have more interesting things together? What would that would look like? Are we talking about Cobra Kai now? What are we talking about? Kenny and Devin and a love triangle. From what? Are we talking Cobra Kai? Because that's the only Kenny and Devin that's leaping off the page to me. And if that's the case, no. Control Resident might get hyped up by fans of Remedyverse. Maybe. It looks interesting. Doesn't look like something I'd be into, but it looks interesting. Imagine Leon being asked to come back to Raccoon City and went, fuck no. It took me way too long to get out of that shithole. Never again. Well, I mean, he has to. There is no, he doesn't want to. He has to. He can't really choose not to in this scenario. Without any spoilers, he has to go back. Started playing RE Remake again, and man, is the Spencer Mansion crazy. All these places are crazy, man. And I love, there's a throwaway line with Grace in this game where you have to use an item to open the door in classic Resident Evil fashion. You have to go over here, solve this puzzle, grab this thing, get this thing to put in this slot to open this door. And she's like, how did anybody get into this place normally? And I'm like, that's what we all always think. And whose job is it to reset all of these puzzles every day? It's so funny and absurd, and it makes no goddamn sense, and it's one of the things I love about the series. But it also just makes me wonder, it's like, oh, they're like, oh, guys, they're coming, and then they go and they set it all up. Like, it's never actually set up while the people working there are there. And then they're like, oh guys, hurry, they're coming. And everybody gets everything into place, and they're like, hee hee hee, laughing in the corner. Watch this. That's the only way it makes any sense. You should definitely check out Shrinking, or if it was a place they never expected anybody to be able to actually get into. Leon being 51 in Requiem is insane with how good he looks. I mean, 51, man, is 51. 51's not that old these days, but he's looking pretty fine. I was about to say someone else's name, which would be a spoiler, but anyway. I watched Shrinking. Season 3 is out, and I'm waiting for all the episodes to come out. It's hilarious. Definitely recommend it. You'd think Leon going through the stress of 2, 4, and 6 would put some gray in his blonde head. He's got a couple of, most of his grays are in his beard right now, but I think he's got some, his hair is definitely lighter than it was. I'd say it's graying, but not gray yet. But yeah, you would think he would be like Percy from Vox Machina after RE2. A recent comic called Hulk Smashes Everything, the leader sent Hulk into a black hole, and after an incredible amount of time of hitting over and over, he cracks it in half somehow. Then he fights Galactus. It's wild. Hey man, that's fucking comic books, right? Another show I recommend is The Pit. Noah Weil is in it, and man, is it great. Another med show I like is ER and Grey's Anatomy, but this one feels different. It feels more like you're there. I've heard The Pit's really great. Um, I hear it come up in conversation a lot as of late. There's obviously some comparisons, and I think like it's a little purposeful at times, taking a little inspiration from the pit with this season of Scrubs here and there, maybe a little poking, a little prodding, a little nod to the pit in a couple of ways. But um, yeah, I don't know. I've heard good things about it. Hey, I'm not building Lego whilst watching live for once, mainly cause I can't be bothered. Not in the mood for it this time around. I wonder if Jill ever goes back to Raccoon City to reminisce on Nemesis. To reminisce? Probably, most certainly not. But I really want to get her perspective because she's immune to the T virus. She's enhanced. Her aging's been slowed, which is, again, a lot of the criticism about the women in Resident Evil from a lot of the women fan base is that they're allowing the men to age, but they're trying desperately not to show the age on any of the female characters. And they even made an in-universe reason why they de-aged Jill in the current present day. You know, after Wesker's experimentation, the T-virus infection, the Ouroboros infection, all these different things that have now made her, one, partially superhuman and immune to the viruses in general, has also caused her to have immense regeneration, which is why she's now reverted to the RE remake. In the current canon, they reverted her character model to the RE remake version of her. And that's in the present day, alongside 40-something-year-old Chris and Leon, which all that stuff was pre RE9, so that's why the age differences. And I was like, God damn it, dude. Just let people age, man. Scream wasn't that bad, but it's more funny than anything else. Watched it on Screen X, which gave away every time someone was about to die because the side screens popped up. That's unfortunate. What is Screen X, by the way? I don't know what that is. Also, this is random, but in Cyberpunk, there's a clown who has a freaking grenade for an... Just shoot him in the nose. Done. Please tell me you can do that. Shit, that's why I haven't seen it. Went through your movie reactions playlist and watched Elemental and Puss in Boots: Last Wish. I cried too much. They're fantastic movies, man. I was really impressed with Elemental. When I saw the trailers for it, I thought it looked generic as fuck, and it impressed me when I watched it, man. So there was a little surprise or effect to anything, but there was some good kills. It's cool. Donald Faison is a pretty good actor. I've seen him in various other films, which I can recommend if you want. I mean, not here, but elsewhere, maybe. I'd be curious about that. I was shocked to learn that he wouldn't read scripts. He wouldn't prepare for anything during the original show. He would come in the morning of and ask Zach what the storylines are for today, and then kind of go over that, which made shooting super difficult. He said he didn't take any of it seriously at all, and I was shocked because all of his stuff always came out so good, but apparently is yeah, but this time around he's been treating it very seriously. Probably helps that Zach is directing and show running and executive producing the show, and Zach's probably dropping a hammer on his ass. I think also he's just matured as they all have as an actor and as a person since then. And that shows, I think, with that one monologue that he gets in the first episode, which was heartbreaking. Started X-Files a few days ago on episode 11 now. I know you like the show a lot, but does the show have a big overarching plot or just Monster of the Week? No, there's an overarching plot. It builds. Like, you don't get it a lot. You get like what is called in the fandom a mythology episode, which is the main overarching plot narrative, something that pushes that forward. You get the first two, in season 1, it's like the first 2 episodes. You get a couple of them sprinkled in here and there. Sometimes you might not even know one is integral to the overarching thing until down the road. But there's usually like 5 to 6 per season that actually move it. But most of the episodes are Monster of the Week episodes. It's very episodic. But even a lot of the episodic episodes do carry forward sometimes. In season 1, it's a little harder to pick out what's what. But I think once you get into season 2 and 3 and 4, it just picks up. Season 1, they're kind of like a lot of shows back in the day are figuring out what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, what they're doing. And it finds itself so hard. But even season 1, though, it's got some standout episodes. You're 2 episodes away from one of my top 10ers. I haven't checked your YouTube videos in a while. How dare you, Gavin? Watch every video. Or just play it in the background. You don't have to watch it. I was playing Mario again the other day. It's sad to report that I still get the same anxiety I did as a kid when I lose to Yoshi. Me too, man. That always kills me anytime that would happen. I didn't know Bill made Shrinking. No wonder why I feel a similar vibe of Scrubs when watching it. I feel Game of Thrones took that post-credits scene seriously because it was a change and told them that maybe it was a Marvel-like gag. They hated the idea and then they asked me, what's the point? I mean, the same of the point as a lot of the other jokes that were also inserted in the show that were not in the book. It's fine. I'm on season 3 now. Hell yeah. Did you see the little Game Boy that's plays Pokemon game music? It's really cute. I hope they do a Mario and Tetris once. No, I actually haven't seen that yet. Let's see. Gigi and Scout put up a video of Repo, the Jedi Opera, and if it eventually wins the movie polls, I warn you, so not surprised like they were. Opera is not fucking around. It is all sung. I tried watching it once upon a time many years ago, and I got about 5 minutes into it and turned it off. So who knows, man? But interesting that Gigi and Scout are doing that. Is it for Jungle Mist? Are they doing a Jungle Mist for it? Our Little Mox. Can't stop listening to Brighter and Vox Populi. God, I love those songs from season 2. Great songs, man. Night of the Seven Kingdoms was a 95% perfect, only 5% that was questionable for me. But it was a nice change that we finally got a near perfect adaptation that didn't hurt the books. It probably went down more because of that fucking war with the Breaking Bad fandom that caused a bunch of review bombing on Knights of the Seven Kingdoms. I wonder how much that actually impacted the overall score. Paramount needs a draw, all right. Draw and quartering. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Has anyone played the new Pokemon series Horizon? Is it good? I stopped watching because no Ash. I know I haven't, so I can't speak on it. So maybe somebody else can chime in. Also, but just because Magar isn't in season 2 doesn't mean he won't be in the story. Maybe Targaryen soldiers will hunt down Dunk and kill him. We know where Dunk's story ends. It's been said multiple times in Game of Thrones. So everybody knows where Dunk's story winds up. So we're good. Also think that the egg will reveal to Dunk at some point why he lied. I think people are taking this way too seriously. I'm sorry, Zaz. I think you're taking it way too seriously. And that is a trend with you. You take a lot of things a little too seriously when it's just a simple, easy explanation, I think 90% of the time. Peter Barber, yeah, he's amazing. He started Hell of a Boss now too, next week. Yes, finally. Peter Barber just found and rocking with. Might tap in on his Patreon. Yeah, dude. He has some of the best musical breakdowns I've seen on YouTube. What's up, 10K? Sorry for missing the live. On a camper, brought my family, but I have 3 questions. How do you feel about Bill's Pennywise? It's amazing. Bill said he has a very good Joker in him. Wait for that. I also would love to see that. I think I fan cast him as a Joker once upon a time as well. And then, you think he'd be a good Joker? Yes. What are your thoughts on Bill Cipher's plan? And do you think Bill knows McGucket? I would imagine Bill knows McGucket. What his plan is, I have no idea. Don't know if you've seen The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina on Netflix. I was rewatching it recently and I did an acrylic painting of Aunt Hilda, my favorite character, which Aunt Zelda too. I've seen the first episode and I never, not because I didn't like it, I just, I watched it out of curiosity and just other stuff happened and I never revisited it. I watched the original Sabrina the Teenage Witch TV show a lot. which I still prefer. I like the comedy of it. I like the wholesome hokiness of it. But it was fine. It was fine. I thought it was a little too melodramatic at first, but I haven't gone back to revisit it at all. Have I seen the Euphoria trailer? I don't know why I would. I have never seen a single episode of that show. Don't know if I should watch it because it looks so bad. I loved it up till now. I'm afraid it will ruin the experience. Yeah, I don't know why I'd watch a trailer for a current and upcoming season when I haven't watched any of it. I hope the RE9 DLC comes out this year. I mean, I think it's heavily hinted, if not confirmed, that we will be getting DLC, and I just wonder what it's going to be. But yeah, when it'll come out, who knows? Hooch is crazy. Hooch got worse. I'm surprised he's still around, man. I'm so glad they brought Hooch back. And Team Rocket. Sublimain just finished Resident Evil Requiem. My god, what an amazing game. Surpassed all my expectations. It might be my favorite Resident Evil game. Can't wait to see Nick at MegaCon. I'm so glad they brought Nick back too, by the way. That excited me once I found that out. That's cool though. Hope you get to meet him. But yeah, I can't wait to get to the end and see how I feel about it. My boyfriend just said my baby cousin born in 2005 is old enough to drink today. So now I'm single. That's funny. Oh, I completely forgot. I wanted to ask if you've seen Dark on Netflix. Is it good? I got reactions to it. Yeah, I've seen it. I got reactions to all of it on the channel. I never watched German shows, mostly just trash we produce here, but I hear so much good stuff about it. It's one of my favorite shows that I've watched. It's like, especially for the channel, it was so good. It's so mind-bending. If you don't know anything about it, I will not say a damn thing. I didn't even know the premise of the show going into it. My friend who recommended to it, and then eventually it won a poll on Patreon, was like, dude, if you like X-Files, you'll like Dark. And I was like, okay. After putting it off for a long time, and then it got prompted up by the Patreons, I finally checked it out, and I was like, holy shit. Didn't know nothing going into it, and I think that's the best way to go about it. So the least you know about it going into it, the better. I like how the numbered RE titles take place in the year they come out. RE Requiem takes place in the future, so technically September 2026, so we can make jokes now the New York City will have infected. It's like, what? What's up, Rice Cake? I love watching your reaction to the last 2 episodes of Heated Rivalry. I don't think I've ever seen you laugh so hard in your videos. Yeah, it actually hurt. Ilya's freak out over the loon killed me. So good. RE9 takes place in 2028. I can't remember when it takes place. I didn't even pay attention, to be honest. I mean, a lot of the dates are 2026 when you're looking at the present day stuff when you're in game, I thought. Because it jumps between 2018 and 2026. Unless I'm misremembering. I mean, RE2 had 2 playable characters, but the way they do it seamlessly in Requiem, we switch between 2 characters several times. I like that about Alan Wake 2. Can you react to Heated Rivalry cast interviews? Hudson and Connor compliment battle and thirst tweets is really funny. Not anytime soon. I don't have the bandwidth for stray random videos like that like I used to. Maybe one day though. I've been watching Arcane. I'm on 2nd season and I'm loving it. Hell yeah, late to the party, but hell yeah. RE7 DLC, if that counts, because we play as Chris and Rose in RE8 DLC. Let's see, I forgot that I got high five thing from the Todd in Scrubs. I love when a show influences you that much. Yeah, me and my friends, we'd do a see your death all the time, or that's what you get when you mess with the warrior. Or the wrong. There's so many quotes from Scrubs that we just integrated into our general conversation. More what now? I don't remember what I was said, so whatever this was referencing, I don't even remember what it was at this point. Did I hear about Scream 7? Scream 7 wasn't worth what everyone hated. Ever Scream 7 for me. It was a bad mood. Don't waste your money on it if you, yeah, I mean, it's not doing well. It's still making a shit ton of money, but it's not doing well critically or reception-wise, even from the people. But I don't know. I'm not watching it, so. Let's see. What are you looking forward to in season 2 for Heated Rivalry? Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know where it's going to go from here. I mean, the next step, I guess, would be them ever taking their relationship public, but I don't feel like that's the trajectory that we're on yet. You said Cox. Sound like you said Cox. Oh, okay. That's fine. Yes, Twisty is the killer clown. He's a cutie pie. So misunderstood, and not even death wanted him, so I can't blame him for killing people, you know? No, you can still kind of blame him. Going past the DLC releases for RE7 and RE8, released the DLCs 8 months so after the main game. So soon maybe Requiem DLC will be in November or December. That'd make sense. That'd make sense. Let's see. I love watching your gameplay. It's both calming and hilarious, but you still try to stick to the game and objective. Love this channel so much. Hell yeah. If I was streaming it, I would be distracted by the chat so much. But yeah, I try to just kind of lock in and focus on the game as much as possible. There's a couple of times during this where I jumped out of my seat, not gonna lie. Today was my friend's birthday. Her name is Aaron, and he's part Indian. He's from New York, India, New York. Today was his birthday, and he's 20, just like me, same age. I love him so much. Hell yeah. Well, happy birthday to your friend. Wolverine releasing September 15th is smart because if GTA 6 releases in November, everyone is talking about GTA 6. Yeah, very smart move there. Oh, and did you see the clip of Dante getting Ebony and Ivory? It's so badass. I did. I've also seen all of the unnecessary discourse about it online, which is just ridiculous. There are some... I'm a hardcore DMC fan, and there are some people that are just embarrassing themselves and the fandom, I feel like, over this. And also, again, like, it's a rampant point of like, the only supporting documentation they have for a lot of their outrage comes from a single tweet from a guy who hasn't touched the franchise in years, contradicts a lot of the things that have also been said by everybody after the fact, and also is a known social media troll. And they're using that as a foundational piece of their argument about a bunch of different stuff and a bunch of other straw man arguments about no nonsense, goalpost moving bullshit. People just can't have fun, man. Fuck off. It's so annoying, all the discourse. The scene was badass. It was done in collaboration with Corridor Crew. It was sick as hell. I liked it. RE4 is glorified for being camp as fuck, and RE7 is shamed for it. RE7 isn't camp as fuck. I don't think I've heard anybody call RE7 camp. I've heard them call 8 camp, but not 7. If you don't know, if you know about the YouTubers, your boy Rosie. Do you mean Roshi? Yeah, Roshi. I do. I've talked to Roshi a couple times. Yeah, I know Roshi. I watch a lot of Roshi. Gonna watch Love Victor as your new community show in the future? If it ever wins a poll. Currently, right now, it is not expected to do so. They react to many things, and they did a 12-hour RE Requiem playthrough in one stream with minimal breaks 2 days ago. Someone who can't pay to watch your Patreon content, unfortunately, so I couldn't know if you liked episodes 110 of GF More. Only watched your YouTube content. Well, you said 211, right? 211. Oh, no, 27 just came out. Oh, no. So sorry. Sorry, I got my what I put on YouTube and what I put on Patreon mixed up. I think at least once a week I yell, "Why do you hate me when I show you nothing but love?" at my cats because of Scrubs. My issue with the reliance on QuickTime events in RE6. Yeah, there is a lot of those too. People compare RE6 to their version of the Avengers. Kind of. It is a globe-trotting event with pretty much everybody but Jill involved, and Claire. No Claire or Jill in the story at all. Can't wait to see the new Ted series that's coming out next week, along with you actually mentioned this exact comment earlier. Brings back all the good memories since the first game had a release, along with Mario Kart games, Super Mario Odyssey, 3D World, Bowser's Fury. I don't have any nostalgia for any of those personally, but I am curious about it. Also, to be clear, Omni, my mouth is shut in case I spoil any Requiem for you, though Wrecking City isn't a spoiler, I don't think. No, Wrecking City isn't a spoiler. We knew that much. We knew that all about that in the game before it came out. I wonder if they still have that dog prop from the original Scrubs series. I wonder that too, actually. I wonder that too. Lily with the super chat. Hey, Omni, do I have any tattoos? Just had my first tattoo consultation. I'm going to get a Blitz and Stolas tattoo. First one, hugs and kisses to the kitties. Thank you for the super chat. I do not have any tattoos. None whatsoever. I've thought about it a time or two, but I don't know. I don't think I could ever long-term stay happy about any decision I could possibly make. So I just avoid it altogether. And welcome, Derry. Look at that glasses girl who I forgot her name was. That actress is in a sequel to the Santa Claus show, Disney Plus, called The Santa Clauses. Interesting. Interesting. Favorite band? Linkin Park. Heartstopper Book 6 came out, I think 2 weeks ago, and the movie is going to be coming out in 2027 or maybe 2028. It could come out this year, 2026. I can't remember when they said it's coming out. I forgot. I think the best part of the Scrubs revival so far is that there hasn't really been any angry sense of everything these days is too woke. Cox admitting that he can't teach these kids was as close as it got, and even felt more sentimental towards Cox rather than derogatory towards the culture. Yeah, no, they handled it really, really well. And even in, I mean, I think JD was a great indicative of the times to come. I think he was like a precursor, and that's what helped him be like, you're the person that could do this, you know. And I think that I like the way that they handled it too. It wasn't just boomers screaming their hands at the current generation or anything like that. It was really an embracing and acknowledgement of the changes and accepting of the changes and how to move forward all the same. Nathan and Alan have a podcast together and it's brilliant. Oh, that's cool. I did not know that. I want to watch Donald and listen to Donald and Zach's Fake Doctors, Real Friends. I've never actually sat down and listened to that. I kind of want to do that now. I haven't seen all of Firefly. I've seen clips of it when I was younger. My dad loves Firefly. Got a shirt that is Firefly and lent it to me, and it was too little for him. That's cool. Did you hear that maybe they'll do like a Stranger Things movie? When I know it's not true, I know it's a rumor, but I wish it come true. We know more than we know Evans know. Yeah, I heard that floating around. That is most certainly not going to happen. I would very much so. I'd place money on that being fake as hell. Please, I recommend Firefly. It's great. It was like third on our poll when Interview with the Vampire won. I think it was either third or fourth on the poll, if I remember right. Heat of Rivalry was only for Valentine's Day. Yes, it was only for Valentine's Day. It was only for this month. So real for that Grace. Yes. Yeah, you definitely need to watch Firefly. It's like the Truman Show, but an RE universe and with puzzles. I try to watch PPL. I stopped after episode 2, but I didn't like PPL Original Sin. I gotta rewatch that. He's looking hotter than ever. Yes, he is, man. Gray hair is such a turn on, though. I wonder why many men are still afraid of it. Some gray on the side, or like some strands of the front, look so good. I think it's just like the aging, the cracking. That time is finally defeating you is a lot of it. I do think it looks good on certain people. I think the gray can very much so accentuate some looks. Man, on the Metal Show, fans like me is eating good this year with Scrubs coming back and The Pit having a season 2. Hell yeah, man. Have I ever watched any of Brandon Rogers' content other than shorts? If so, what have you seen? I've seen most of his skits. This was like last year. I went on a binge through all of his YouTube videos. So I love them all. I love them all, man. They're so fucking good. They're so unhinged. The moment when the first episode of Scrubs started in that realistic medical scene, I knew that we were officially back. I was like, oh, for a second, I was like, wait a second, are we actually gonna? No, we're not gonna be like this. This is not the tone of the show. There's gonna be a turn, right? There's gonna be a turn, and then the turn came. I honestly feel like Grace is the most realistic RE character because of the questions she asks in the RE universe. Who sets these puzzles in place, right? That's why people hated RE5 and 6 because of the lack of puzzles. I mean, it's a staple of the games. You know, I like it. It doesn't make sense, but I like it. I like it a lot. It's absurd, but it's part of the charm of the games. Screen X is when you have screens that are on the sides too. Especially good for animated movies. Okay, I've never seen a movie in IMAX. I've never seen a Screen X. I've never done 4DX. I've always seen your just standard lame-o regular old theater experiences. The explanation about Jill's not aging is like the explanation behind why Quiet wears so little clothing because she breathes through her skin. Like, I guess. Yeah, I mean, at least with she's got regeneration. We know that. Same with Sherry. Sherry's got regeneration because of the G virus in her blood. We know it, but like it's a little too much of an explanation when she completely rewrites how she looks completely. She actually got younger from when she got infected to where she is now physically, which that's where it's like, sure. Sherry's aging has slowed for sure by an egregious amount, but Jill, she went back in time, which is absurd. Omni, your hair is Leon greatness. Why, thank you. I haven't played RE Requiem, but I've seen people play it, and man, is Grace badass. Your question she'd be asked is so obvious, but her holding the gun and just beast mode is badass. The thing is, she's not really a beast mode character. She's got anxiety. She's got PTSD. She's got asthma. So she's just like, she's a desk agent being sent on this to go. She was just supposed to look at evidence and got swept into all of this shit. Sure, she's had basic training like every FBI agent does with a gun, but she locks in and powers through some crazy stuff, but she also doesn't just shrug it off. Okay, my biggest irk about Ethan as an everyman character, he's made to be he's supposed to be so plain that he's a self-insert. That's why you never see his face, and you are for a long time you're locked in until they added it in an add-on, no third person. You're supposed to be able to insert into him. He's supposed to be as little of a character so you can project onto him as possible. But when he's like, oh, that was weird. Oh, werewolves. I guess we're doing werewolves now. Hey, vampires. Oh, my hand. Oh, wait. Staple, staple, staple. All right, works just as new. Ethan like reacts so bored to the craziest things. And I love that Grace is like, the fuck? It's just so good. Let's see. Yes, that's it with Scrubs. It's matured. It's still the same show. Exactly. I 100% agree with that so far. I just got to Raccoon City, so it's not a spoiler to ask, do you think Leon will reference or think about Mr. X at all? I mean, he will he'd probably, when he gets there, is probably some memories have to flood back, but they never reference it at all, to my knowledge. If it crosses his mind, he never brings it up. He's seen so much crazier shit since then He'd be like, huh, man, that was a cakewalk back in the day compared to some of the crap I fought a fucking kaiju. I don't need to worry about no dude in a trench coat. At the very beginning of Requiem, somebody who bumped into Grace looked like Mr. X with a trench coat and fedora hat. Yeah, dude, I freaked out about that guy. I was like, wait a second, that was a little too weird. But then you see other characters dressed the same a little bit down the road. It was like a recycled model, though they didn't have hats. But yes, he did. That's why it looked so weird to me. I didn't even put that together. He was dressed exactly like Mr. X. I didn't put that together. But that's why that probably stood out. So Pokemon is celebrating 30 years, but Pixar is celebrating its 40th. Doesn't Ada age slowly too? Ada doesn't have any enhancements to my knowledge whatsoever. Unless there's something I'm forgetting about. Ada should be aging just like Leon. I watch every Patreon video if that helps. That does help. That helps a lot, actually. Am I going to watch Hoppers? That is coming out next week, I believe. It's basically Avatar, but animals. To me, that sounds dumb, so skipping it. I have still seen absolutely nothing but that one meme you all had me look up last week. That's it. I have no plans on it. Do you think Resident Evil will eventually catch up to the timeline of RE8 Shadows of Rose DLC? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe one day. I don't know if we ever will ever know what happened to Ethan in the future, or if he's actually dead. I'd like to hazard that he's actually dead, but I don't know. They might just close that case, that door for good. It was a Jungle Mist members video. They gave up about 15 minutes in. Yeah, there was no way they'd ever be able to post that. The way they do things. I'm curious though. I do have my eye on the Lego Game Boy set and the Lego Pixar lamp and ball. And Game of Thrones fans took the post-credits scene seriously. Okay, sorry. Okay, I misunderstood Zasmine. Sorry for calling you out then on their behalf. Let's see. I do have recording here. We can go a little bit over 6 today. I want to try to catch up. I'd like to not drag this out into a 3-hour stream, but we will see. To see that one of the Breaking Bad episodes was a 10 out of 10 in IMDb and it went down to a 9.9. It went further down. It's not 9.9. I think it's like a 9.6, 9.5 now. And it's because those Breaking Bad fans started review bombing episode 5 of Knights of the Seven Kingdoms because they were like, apparently they were like, only Ozymandias deserves to be the only 10 out of 10 TV episode. Like, they took offense for some reason that at that point in time, that episode of Knights of the Seven Kingdom had a 10 out of 10. So a bunch of Breaking Bad fans on IMDb started review bombing Knights of the Seven Kingdoms episode. And in retaliation, a bunch of Game of Thrones fans went to Breaking Bad's page and started review bombing Ozymandias. Well, you don't have no 10 out of 10 now, do you, huh? Dumbasses, man. Yeah, any blatant review bombing should not be. I agree, Salesword. I don't agree, Vince. I think any blatant review bombing on either front should have those reviews completely purged. It's stupid. But it is kind of like fuck around and find out. They brought that on themselves. Dumbasses. I was shocked to find out that JD and Elliot were divorced, but not surprised. That's so them. At least they got a decent couple of years together. Maybe we'll get a flashback. I don't know how decent it was. Their couples therapy apparently seemed very rough. So yeah, but yeah, I that's one of the things that kind of like about like the final season in season 8 was like, I don't know how I feel about JD and Elliot actually getting back together by the end of this. Chilling Adventures Sabrina was so good. I rewatch every October. I hope JD and Elliot had a kid together. They did. 100. Yeah. JD said, my kids. I wondered. I mean, in season 9 that doesn't exist, she was pregnant with their kid, but I guess that's one of the things they decided to keep. So he does have multiple children. That's true. I tend to take things too seriously. Sorry about that. I can be a little too sensitive to certain things, but sometimes I don't understand the jokes in shows, which is fine. Still love your vids. I'll try to lighten up a bit. Even if it was a joke, it wasn't for me, and that's fine. Just watching it to the end with the show's shots and Dunk riding his horse with Egg. All good, man. All good, man. We're all good. No harm, no foul. What's up, Ghost Blade? Hope all is well, man. Everything is good health-wise. I mean, other than my sleep schedule, for the most part, we're pretty good over here. I think the hardest thing I've seen Omni laugh at was the elbow drop from the top rope by the shark in Harvest Moon. That's definitely one of the highest ones, because that is just so stupid and so out of pocket and so absurd. It killed me. That might be up there. I don't know. And thank you for, you've been a member for 2 months, Ghostblade. We sail for the Grand Line in 9 days. Heat of Rivalry, I think, thanks for the smiles, the tears, and the screenshots of Omni making questionable faces or saying questionable things. Yeah. Banana. A lot of banana jokes. I think my main issues I come from as a fan who's read the book, I've set that bias. So aside from the certain changes of the show, I think House of the Dragon is messing me up more, much more though. Yeah, that I understand, the House of the Dragon stuff. They said it had been 30 years since RE2, and if that was in 2026, it would have been it'd be 28. Maybe they meant almost 30 years, or they're rounding up, because when you look at the calendar in game, it says 2026, unless you're looking at an old calendar for some reason. All the dates on the documents you find, even from the day and documenting the night that you are taking place in, are 2026. So unless I'm confused, or there's some weird shit going on, or I don't know. Because someone's like, oh, it's been 30 years, but it's been 28, 29, whatever. You know, some people round up. So I think that's all that's happening there. Nope, I refuse to blame the confused. What's next? You telling me Anakin is terrible for killing children? Nope, not having it. And I'm trying to game and pay attention to chat. It's not going well. It depends on the game. It depends on the game. When I need to be locked in for a story, I'd like to really be locked in for a story. If chat's over here making jokes and I'm watching like a serious scene and I'm like, oh God, or I'm crying, I don't know. I think a lot of people can read the room, but sometimes they can't. Or they just want to fill the chat with other things, like about other TV shows, about things not related to the game, not related to anything we're talking about. It can be very distracting. I haven't gotten to the finale of Gravity Falls yet. I don't have Patreon. I can't really afford it. No, I'm only 4 weeks ahead on Patreon, so I'm only on episode 11 of season 2 right now. No, we still got a little bit left before we get to the finale. Not even Jangles from Inside Out is cute. Nope, no way. I mean, RE8. Okay, there you go. That makes more sense from what you said before. That's 95% of the world. Sadly, people talk like they know until proven wrong, and even then, too prideful to admit when they're wrong. Ain't that the truth, man? Mom recently watched Twilight for the first time. She liked it. She doesn't know if she's Team Jacob or Team Edward. I think autocorrect slayed you right there. Yet until the second is no moon, she'll figure out what team she's on. We got a new super chat from Christina BGC. Hey, long time no see. It's always confusing when somebody comes out from pre YouTube update, where it forces the handle in here instead of your actual display names anymore. Dropping in just to say hello and thoroughly enjoying Good Omens reactions. What do you think? What do you like most about Aziraphale and Crowley separately? I like Aziraphael's unabashed belief in good. Meanwhile, I love Crowley's realism a lot. And also just his swagger, his angel. I love Aziraphael's humility, but also his aloofness. The things that just make them distinctly themselves, I cherish most about either of them, I think. Like, he's not one to Crowley questions, while Aziraphale doesn't usually. It just kind of goes with the flow. Where do we Let's see. Do you feel like jazz and music choice at the end was a bit weird? I was watching with my mom and she thought the musical choices didn't fit the medieval setting. It fits this show. I think it fits this show because this show, again, it's setting, it's very blatantly from the beginning telling you this is not your run-of-the-mill Westeros story. From the shitting in the tree, the horse shitting, all the shitting, the jokes, the gags, the editing. This is not going to be like anything else, and I don't think it stands out at all. I thought it was fine. It fit, I think. I hate needles. That's mostly why I don't got a tattoo. Favorite has-been character. Give a theatrical reason. What? Give a theatrical reason? I don't know what you mean. I mean, I've already answered this like multiple times, and in this stream. I mean, it's Lucifer. A theatrical reason? Jeremy Jordan. He is literally a theatrical reason. It's been Lucifer for, I mean, since season 1, man. It has not shifted at all. Don't start with tattoos. They're like Funkos. One day you'll wake up and you have 40 instead of the 2 you once decided on. Next big tattoo is going to be a mix of Winter Center, Pinchest, Bust, with We Fall, We Repent, We Survive. That's awesome. I like that. Favorite TED episode so far? If so, what's your favorite joke? I couldn't tell you. It's not that fresh in my mind. So unfortunately, I can't answer that question. I haven't watched season 1 in a minute, so I don't remember which episodes were which, nor do I remember any specific jokes. Also, apologies for all my typing. I have a lot to say in these streams to help me cope. I'm going through a tough time right now, and it's been nice to have someone to talk to. Oh, no problem at all. No apologies necessary. Also, super excited for Mario Galaxy movie. All the trailers looked fire. Also, better no one hurt my Yoshi. Change of topic. Saw Hell of a Boss tweet, and it looks like we could be getting another short. Yeah, I think we're back on the monthly short train for a little bit. And I think it's going to be a Bigfoot related one based on the clip or the tease they gave. What's up, Deep Fried Musicals? Love your Scrubs reactions. Would you ever consider watching The Pit? Seems like right up your alley. If you ever want a poll, maybe. Right now, I wouldn't just be starting it just to start it, but maybe if it won a poll and we got into it, everybody demanded enough of it, maybe. If a Stranger Things movie was about to happen, you bet your ass that I'd be the first to freak out here. Oh yeah, you'd let us know for sure as well. The podcast is called We Were Once Spaceman, if you or anyone's interested. Oh, thank you, appreciate it. Dang, autocorrect. Corrected Omni Media to Omni-Man Media. That's funny though. I'm itching for Has Been Season 3. The Lilith Eve Rosie theory has been annoying the fuck out of me, and I want it clarified. I mean, which one? There's so many. There's so many theories. But yeah, I am looking forward to some clarity. Oh yes, I also need to do my bi-monthly ask. Please do solo leveling Alice in Borderlands one day. SL is extremely hype, and the stuff still to come is fire. And I believe you would love Alice in Borderlands. One day, maybe. One day. Since we're engaged to a girl, my brother has been pretty upset about it, and he's been very homophobic about me being in love with a girl. My brother has been mean to me about that, and he really hates. Yeah, we've talked about this. You know, I mean, you've mentioned that a few times, Bianca. I'm still sorry you're going through that, and it hasn't gotten any better. Hopefully one day he'll wise up. But some people love to just bathe in their ignorance, man. And they just can't find their way out of it. Hoping that's not the case for you. Hoping eventually he snaps out of that funk. So where's your girlfriend? And he was like, where's your boyfriend? And I was like, I have a girlfriend number. He's my fiance. And she was like, and he said, I was like, okay. That wasn't a sentence. Let's see. I forgot Claire was also a character in RE. Yep, she was, she's been in 3 or 4 games so far, if we include Revelations. What do you think of Scream 7 from what you have seen? I haven't even watched a trailer for it, man. I haven't watched a trailer. I haven't watched anything. It's not getting any of my attention at all right now. Other than I've seen like the review scores are not good. If you like Brandon Rogers, you'll love Jade Addy and his unhinged, uncensored content. Not familiar with that one. People hated RE5 and RE6 because of the lack of puzzles. Dude, I hated puzzles, so that will be up my alley. It will take me 5 hours to know what the fuck I'm doing if there's puzzles involved. People hated RE5 and 6 because it was no longer atmospheric or spooky or scary. RE5 and 6 were very much more action-oriented, given Leon's section of 6 is much more an homage to the old school Resident Evil games. However, Jake, Ada, and Chris's stories were very much more, especially Chris's, is a lot more run and gun, Call of Duty kind of. RE5 is more action though. It's more action based, but yes, there are not really any puzzles in it to what I can recall. It's also co-op. It's the only co-op game. Well, no, RE6 is also co-op. Getting tattooed is actually kind of relaxing for me. I like paint anyways, and if I have a position where an artist has to be on top of you, it feels like a weighted blanket. Fell asleep that time. Aww. The time difference between our comments and your timing to view and respond to them is insane, but I'm not going to complain. I mean, it's because I'm reading every comment, so it takes me a while to get through everybody's comments. I recommend you watch Kenichi, The Mightiest Disciple, if you've never seen and or heard of it before. I have never heard of that one. That is one that I have not heard of. Ethan is more weird in my opinion. Like what you said, he staples his cut off hand. Who the fuck does that in day-to-day life? And also it's just like, he just underreacts to everything. Literally everything. Roshi thinks Grace has hypo something, which causes her to sweat a lot. I don't know what condition that is, but she's also, I mean, yeah, she is sweating a lot, but she's also running for her fucking life a lot. So naturally she would be sweating. She also is not conditioned in the same way that Leon is a machine built for kicking ass. The same things that make, it would take a lot to make Leon sweat. It would actually physically have to be hot. If it's actual physical exertion, probably not going to get there. But who knows? Who knows? I don't know if there's like a medical reason why she is, or just like simply she's literally stressing the fuck out. I'm with Lana. I refer to getting a tattoo as therapy, which always makes my therapist laugh. Also, recommend My Oni Girl. A good anime movie in my opinion. I kept reading that as My Onigiri, which was incorrect. High School Musical is 20 this year. Yes, it is. It came out my senior year of high school. The first one did. Funny enough, the third movie very much so makes me very reminiscent of my own senior year. But I love High School Musical. I love it to death. I still jam to some of the songs in the car every now and then. Okay, I'm gonna get the bong stick and start smacking everybody, making me feel old, throwing out these ages. You finally saw Tom the Lizard. Ah, mission accomplished. Yeah, somebody made me look it up last time because I had no idea what it was. Quick fun fact about Gravity Falls / Owl House canon multiverse. Ida is Stan's ex-wife. Her alias was Marilyn, and they got married in Vegas. I didn't know the Married in Vegas bit. That actually makes a lot of sense. That makes like so much more sense. But yes, I did know about the Ida and Stan being formerly married. That came up in the Owl House at one point. I making my religion almost to join these streams almost every week, and though we don't always agree, I think of you as a good friend online. I'll support you where and however I can too. Hell yeah, man. I appreciate that. And we don't always have to agree, and I will rib you if I disagree. Or if you say something out of pocket. And not you specifically, that's just towards everybody. And anytime like I go hard on anybody, it's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. As long as, you know, obviously it's deserved. Which has never been the case with any of you guys. Hope IMDb just wipes both the episodes, all the recent reviews. I feel like I'm talking your ear off about Resident Evil. I love it, man. I'm a new fan. I'm an OG fan. I've played the original when it came out, and all of them since. Not all of them. There are a couple of entries that I haven't played. I haven't played the Revelations side games. I haven't played 0. I haven't ever finished 6. 6 I couldn't finish. I need to do that just to say I've done it eventually. Every time Jeremy Jordan pops up on Supergirl, it does make me smile. So freaking cute. My Lucifer. Yes. Who's he voicing in something that's coming out here soon? Oh, he's Steve Harrington. Jeremy Jordan is voicing Steve Harrington in Tales from 85 this year as well. Any opinions on the upcoming Sonic 4 movie? I mean, I don't really know what they're planning on making it about. Metal Sonic looks sick as hell. Amy looks awesome. The casting for Amy is awesome. I don't really know enough else to say about it right now. I'm the only one who always gets a literal image of it when someone says, fuck around and find out. My brain knows it's just a saying, but still takes it literally. I've never once thought it like that, but now I am. And it does come off quite weird when you think about it literally. Yeah, Boruto fans do that every few months with One Piece episodes. It's stupid as fuck, and the funny part is One Piece fandom don't even need to retaliate to bring their scores. Dude, I quit. I tried watching Boruto, and I'm just like, what's even the point? Literally 95% of Boruto is filler. 90% of the show is not in the manga at all. So I gave up. I just started reading the manga because it was just pointless. When crazy stuff happened in Boruto, the animation was really good though, but it just was not worth the time sink. Even the attention given to other characters is not exactly worth it, in my opinion. And I don't even really care about the storyline all that much of Boruto. I really think like they really took the story in a direction it never needed to go. But I'm reading it still out of curiosity. Naruto's still my favorite though, anime and manga. The first Sonic movie was the plot of the first game. Second was mostly off of 3 and Knuckles. And the third was off of Sonic Adventure 2. Now I believe the Sonic 4 is going to be either off of CD or Sonic Heroes. Well, CD, you'd be rewinding. You'd be rewinding for CD. CD came out before Sonic Adventure 2, so it's who's to say? They could also very much so go their own route with it, for all we know. Let's see. Always when an episode is 9.9 or 9.8. Come on, damn it. There we go. No worries at all, Omni. Feel free to call me out, even though if I'm ever being a bit trollish, I don't know what defines an internet troll these days. True. It's who knows, man. Who needs sleep when you can have world domination? Mwahaha! Damn, time flies in these streams, even though, yeah. What time do you go to bed usually, Omni? When I don't go to work next day, I talk about staying up until 2 a.m. I talked about this earlier in the stream. I usually sleep between 8 p.m. and midnight, and then I'm awake most of the morning until 6, and then I wake back up at 9. And that's usually my daily, weekly routine. I'm still blown. I still blown the fuck away that Boruto is the actual name of the show and character. I thought for years that was a meme. Nope. I mean, because if you in English, Boruto is Bolt, which is weird, like because he's named Bolt. Which is a screw, a cork, a latch. Naruto is a spiral, so it's a kind of motif on screwing something in or isolating, cycling things. But it still said Boruto, even in the anime and in the title, even though it's meant to be Bolt. However, Naruto is still Naruto because Naruto is a thing. Naruto. Have you heard there's now a graphic novel for the Owl House? I mean, there will be. There is currently not. It comes out in September, I think. But yes, I have heard. I feel Requiem is in 2006 since Alyssa died in 2018. Yeah. Is RE Outbreak even playable these days on current consoles? I don't think so. I think the only way to play it right now is to emulate it. I do have a PS2 still, but I don't have Outbreak. I feel like Jazz fit Lionel since he's a jokester. I hate Dunk not going for him. I wanted the show of Lionel. Dang it. My mom turned 65 today. Well, happy birthday to your mom. I love how you unintentionally predicted Cerberus in Thriller Bark. Did I? I don't even remember anymore. What's spamming mean? That's when you repeatedly do the same thing over and over again. Spam emails, spam messages, where you just copy and paste and send the same message over and over and over and over and over again, hoping to get attention. Also, as an information note, when Chopper realized Dr. Hogback as a viewer, we now have never heard that name before. Interesting. Thank you, Sword. Have you ever heard of 13 Reasons Why It's Not Appropriate for its more mature things when you ever watch Channel 1 Year? I've heard of it. I don't know if it will be something we ever get around to. Again, any show or recommendation you have will be pull. Unless I, for whatever reason, is just like, this is what I'm going to do today. Am I getting your questions? My questions, yeah, I think so. I mean, you had a missing one earlier. You said 1 out of 3 and then 3 out of 3, and your 2 out of 3 never came through. Other than that, I've been getting all your messages as far as I'm aware. Okay, cool. We wouldn't do that. Omni gets each comment. I'm not too worried about him missing a comment. In the anime, Thriller Bark was the first mention of Dr. Hogback. Okay, that's good to know. Gotta say, Sherry in Requiem is hot. I mean, it's been a hot minute since we've seen Claire. It has been a hot minute since we've seen Claire. I do like Claire a lot too. I do hope she pops back up eventually. Requiem really balances out the atmospheric horror with the huge action set pieces. Yeah, it does a really good balance of that too. And in order to get that atmospheric horror, you have to have a new character. This is just a walk in the park for somebody like Chris, somebody like Leon, somebody like Jill, somebody like Claire, who's been through this rodeo multiple times. They are not... That's why Leon sees a giant fat ogre dude that's like 10 feet taller than him, like breaking through rafters and stuff, and he's just like, let's go. Like, he just throws hands with it. Because he doesn't, he's like, this is a Tuesday. You can never recapture the horror with an OG character again in the same way. So that's why it's necessary to have these other characters like Grace, like Ethan, or somebody else who needs to go through it for the first time. And I love it. I love the way they've handled it. I'll be streaming Wolverine or playing it on the channel. I'm excited for the game. When it comes out, yeah, I'll be playing it for sure. Again, if I've moved and I have better internet, I will try to stream it. That's the goal, is to get a place with better upload so I can actually stably stream again. which I can't do. This is the most my internet can handle, is like something simple like this. Any like fast moving gameplay or anything like that, it can't do it. Worst case scenario, like with everything else, I'll pre-record it and upload it later. But I will do it. Could you do a reaction to the Sandman, please? Cause give me a reason to rewatch. Probably not. Omni, would you recommend the Resident Evil movies? Like the animated ones or the live action ones? The live action ones are fun, stupid as fuck movies. They are not representative of Resident Evil as a brand at all. The animated movies are mostly all canon though. Ethan's like, oh shit, my hand's cut off. Pfft, that's life. We're a chatty bunch. You can tell by when the regulars are here how far behind poor Omni is in the chat. Yeah, he's keeping up slowly. Catching up, I mean. In the immortal words of Starbomb, I get winded when I open up the fridge too fast. I'd be sweating my ass off if in a zombie apocalypse. Definitely. What's up, Maggie? Grace might have hypohidrosis, which is a condition that causes you to sweat beyond normal temperature regulation. I doubt it. I really doubt it. I literally think it's because she is exhausted. Like literally physically pushing herself beyond her means. Do we even plan to survive an apocalypse? I think I'll be out with the first 2 hours anyway. I think I'd do okay for a little while. Grace is a stressful situation, so I'd be sweating too. Grace feels like a normal person who was plucked out of our universe and put in the Resident Evil universe. We're all friends and family here. On the second the internet goes, I'm a peace out. All my friends are on this nightmare triangle. A rectangle. Internet and my asthma medication. Can't go without those two. That's true. My allergies would be a problem. Not like a lethal problem, but it would definitely be a hindrance. I do find it weird that the FBI isn't checking in with Grace to find out how her Rinwood investigation is going. I keep forgetting she works for the FBI, which makes me partially curious if Victor has connections in the FBI, and that's how she got sent. I haven't played any Resident Evil games. Just saw gameplay, and the first RE gameplay I saw was RE Village. I highly recommend it. If you love like survival horror, they are the epitome of the genre. Keep saying Scream 7 trailer. Every YouTube video I watch is getting shown at least twice every video I watch. They're pushing that shit hard then, I guess. Here, RE0 is what fans hated the most until RE6 released and took its place. RE0 is awesome so far. Actually, I've never heard anything bad about RE0 personally. RE3, I remember back in the day, was one of the most hated ones for a long time. And I mean, still even is. I like it. I'm getting to know the words to these trailers. Hello, Sydney. Shut up, Ghostface. Oh yeah, I can't do it. I want to see the sun. You kidding me? I don't mean to Ghostface. He's sensitive. Do you think they'll start calling the 9 kingdoms since there's more than 7 kingdoms? I think, again, it's just going to be a joke. I think that was just for the punchline. I think that was just for the joke. I think it's still going to be Knights of 7 Kingdoms moving forward, I would have to imagine. The show title is a lie. Dunk isn't a knight, and there aren't 7 kingdoms. That's true on both counts. But they all believe he is, so that's what's important. Love the High School Musical Trilogy too. I've been meaning to do a rewatch. I will at some point. Your stream going to go all the way too. I'm going to stop at 6 or 7 on your stream. I'm going to stop as soon as I catch up with the chat. Let's see. So far, is Requiem one of your favorites in the franchise? Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'd probably put my favorite overall is probably RE2 Remake. Followed by, honestly, maybe followed by this. Or the original GameCube remake of 1, and then this. Yeah, you mentioned probably seeing Cerberus cause Thriller Bark reminded you of Styx. Oh, okay. I do remember that now. What? I didn't know that. Jeremy is now Steve? Yes, Jeremy Jordan is Steve Harrington now. I would recommend 13 Reasons Why. It has scenes that messed me up and hurt my mental health. I'll imagine. I've heard things about it. I just haven't ever watched it. Just watched your last Heated Rival reaction. One of the best I've seen for episodes 5 and 6. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that a lot. I'm glad a lot of people seem to be resonating with it. Comments on it have been nothing but pleasant. Claire gonna be like 52. I mean, yeah. She's like the same age as Leon, so that age bracket. So is Bianca going to be in Wednesday season 3 Wizard trailer for summer season 3 teaser? I haven't heard anything about season 3 to Tyler. Yes, they put out a trailer that has the entire cast lined up for season 3, and both Bianca's actor and Tyler's actor was included. Did RE7 do atmospheric horror well? Yes. Or did Ethan ruin it for you? I liked Ethan casually reacting to stuff. Ethan casually reacting stuff was funny, but it didn't ruin the game. Because when he wasn't talking, which was most of the game, I think the atmospheric horror worked really well in RE7. The newest Resident Evil show on Netflix is absolute trash. Like, it doesn't fit into the Resident Evil lore for some reason. No, it doesn't. And that's why it bombed. That's why it was canceled after 1 season. That's why I and many people refuse to even watch it. Yeah, no, fuck that shit. I am curious about this new one coming out from Zach Kreger. Is his name right? Whatever. The guy behind Weapons he's doing a movie set in the universe of the games. Kind of like Fallout. The show exists in the same universe as the games. That's what his film is going to be, and it's going to be around the time of Raccoon City, but following I think a delivery truck guy trying to deliver a package somewhere and just gets interrupted by all this chaos of the outbreak. I think that was the premise. I'm kind of curious about it. Did I see the Pokemon Gen 10 reveal? I did. Which starter are you rooting for? I almost always go fire unless the fire type looks stupid as hell. Luckily, this time around, I like the designs for all of them. And the fire one, Palm Bomb, love it. It's so adorable. So I will definitely be going with that one. What do you think about the Pokemon Pokopia game coming out in 3 to 4 days? Oh God, it's already coming out that soon? It looks fun. I don't think I'd play it because it's one of those micromanaging kind of build your village kind of things. That's not my shtick, but it looks cool. It's dark as shit considering you're like, oh, we're a bunch of trainerless Pokemon because our trainers literally died in a crash. Now we're stuck on this island. And yeah, you literally loot the dead body of your fucking trainer at the opening of that game. The live action and animated Resident Evil. Okay, well, we covered that at this point. There's a Resident Evil movie coming September. What's your hype level for that? I need to see more. I didn't know it was coming out that soon, but I'm curious about it. I like that guy's work, so hopefully it lands. Have you ever watched Arthur the Clown movie? You mean Art the Clown? You mean like Terrifier? If that's the case, no. Top anime to watch is Kenichi, Sword Art Online, and Killing Bites. I've heard of Sword Art. I've watched like 7 episodes of Sword Art, but then I never finished season 1. Started with RE7 as a new fan, and it was a great starting point for fans. Yes, it's a really good starting point, I think, for fans. RE3 Remake is also hated. It's not hated, I think, as much, but I think people were really disappointed because even so, RE3 Remake removed a lot of content. Not a lot of content, because RE3 is the shortest Resident Evil game in general, but they removed like 2 or 3 different locations, a couple different set pieces, and streamlined a lot. Like a lot of the content surrounding Nikolai, Carlos, and all of that group got cut as well. But the hate for RE3 Remake is a lot less in general, I think. Saw the trailer for the Mandalorian movie yesterday at the theater. Looks so boring. Do I have to watch the show first? Yes. Oh, yes. It's a continuation of season 3, so you should definitely watch the show first. I don't think you're done with the Disney multiverse after watching Gravity Falls. You still got Amphibia. If you've been watching my Gravity Falls reactions, which it sounds like you have, I have said many times, Amphibia is the next show we are watching. I said that since Owl House. I've said that since Gravity Falls. I've brought it up a lot. Amphibia is next. Star vs. the Force of Evil, from everything I've seen, is not included into that. I will not be watching that after Amphibia, though. Unless it wins a poll. I've never seen the show, but I do make this is a 13 Reasons Why joke at least once a day. What's one change they made in RE2 Remake that you love? For me, it was the adding the whole new area with the orphanage that wasn't in the original. That was a good segment. That was a really, really good segment. I can't really think of too many other changes necessarily that were one-to-one. I mean, just as a blanket thing, just like literally the graphics, as lame as that is. The show is really good, but a heavy subject. Oh, I'm sure. I want to see Claire again. Me too. There's reasons. I mean, I saw it when it came out, and it was extremely indie at the time. Not a great mix. Yeah, probably bad timing on that part, but yeah, I know the core concept of the show. It would definitely be very heavy content, I feel like. But it showcases perfectly what effect your actions can have, and that even when those who we only see as victims can be doing bad shit to others. Leon is more funny with what he says, especially at Requiem. After you beat a boss, he says something funny after that. Yeah, because he's just been through this shit before. It's just, again, and it's another Tuesday. Leon and his one-liners are not letting up in this at all. But it makes sense with Leon, not Ethan, who was an accountant, who this is his first interaction with anything. His first time, as far as we know, ever holding a gun. Yeah, joke about Ethan in RE7 and 8 because the dude can't catch a break but keeps getting his hand cut off. He got his right arm cut off in RE7, now his left one in RE8. And just glues them back together. Love your reaction to Long Walk. Hell yeah, glad you enjoyed it. It was such a great movie, man. Such a great movie. Keep all 4 on the floor, Game Freak. Hope the new Resident Evil movie is great. Me too. Speaking of Game Freak, that new game that is not Pokemon related they have coming out looks insane. I was like, holy shit, this is Game Freak? Impressive. Will it be good though? Who knows? Sounds like something nerds say during playtime in the bedroom. Pokemon Pokopia. Give me Animal Crossing vibes and your character is a Ditto? What? By the way, the face your character in Pokopia looks scary as a fuck. True. Alright, I agree. Dittos just in general, especially when they're disguised as a human, is always kind of creepy to me. RE9 is a great entry point for new fans. Do you agree, Omni? There are better entry points in the franchise than RE9. I think a lot of RE9 hinges on a lot of legacy content. Fans hated that they cut the clock tower from Remake in 3. Yes, that was one of the main things they were upset about, was the clock tower scene, or segment. So people pay for it too, to stay a dog on all 4. What's up, Kuro? How are you? Howdy, howdy, I'm good. Are we able to recommend reactions to be voted on by patrons? No, the patrons recommend those. That's all the point. I want to recommend Wake Up Dead Band. Yeah, I still need to get around that. Anyway, because I reacted to Glass Onion, but I haven't had time to watch up Wake Up Dead Band. Did they ever release another Pokemon Stadium type game? Not to my knowledge. Or the creators said the remakes and originals take place in alternate universes. I don't think that's true. I've never heard that. I don't know Pokemon, so I was like, how did we get here again? Did you hear they're adding Stranger Things, the first shadow Netflix? Yes, I did hear about that. Really probably should have done that before season 5 came out. I feel like this is a little late. I also like that they expanded on Marvin, and the original Marvin dies right away, like in the remake, and he's way better utilized. Yes, agreed. That's what makes me hopeful for an RE6 remake and fixing that game. I mean, we could hope. There's a lot to fix in that game, but we'll see what they do, man, if they ever get around to doing that one. Well, man, have to get ready for D&D session. Have a good rest of the new week, and I'll see you next weekend. You as well. You as well. Enjoy. Oh, man, I miss D&D. You're saying if I get my hand cut off, Stables can't stitch it back together? Are you still at the care center in Requiem? No, I have left the care center. I'm heading down into Vincent's little underground, whatever the fuck. The funny thing is, Game Freak is the name of the product, but they outsource 94% of the game, so no wonder it actually looks good. Okay, that makes more sense. Pokemon lore has always been dark as fuck. I mean, yeah, but this is the first time it's just been like in your face. Like, it's the plot. The start of the game is, oh, your trainer's dead. And you're like, now it's my turn. And you loot their body, steal their appearance, and you start raising Pokemon yourself. Although months ago, if not a year ago, I asked what happened in Arcane. I'm very grateful you didn't spoil me. Unfortunately, I didn't heed your warning and just watched your reactions. I regret it still. I can't wait to play the original RE3. It's still fun. If you can get used to the tank controls. It's probably the one I've played the most. I could speedrun the shit out of the original game. I liked RE3, remake of RE3, but that's just because I didn't play the original yet. I do think RE3 is still better than the original. And I just think that mostly because of the graphics and the updated controls. Sure, like I said, there's cut content and there's more stuff with some of the characters in the original, but I still think I would rather play the new one. Nah, it makes sense when you look at other things. For Shadow, I mean. RE4 remake is superior to the original in my opinion. Actually, it's annoying the original. I do like RE4 remake more than the original as well. But RE4, the original, is also still really fucking good. Don't worry, not getting there. That was the only thing I'll say about that. That makes sense when you look at other things. First Shadow, I mean. No, I still feel, I really think it should have came out before everything. I think it would have helped. Not fixed everything, but still would have helped. Love these streams. Think this should be the cutoff so we don't go the full hour. Good job, Michael. You're essentially caught up. Hospitals are always great environments for any horror game. Very true. They're just naturally creepy. That in schools, anywhere where you feel like you're not supposed to be when there's no one there. Which, you know, or asylums. Hope Grace is not the only one and done character. Not only a one and done. Me too. I hope she comes back again. Like the donut chasing you in RE3 remake. That was also kind of funny. Okay, so it was Cobra Kai that you were talking about earlier. I did answer this question, Bianca. Well, now you're saying Devin and Katie would have been an interesting couple. Who the fuck is Katie? There is no character in Cobra Kai named Katie, so I don't know who you're talking about. Anyway, answer your previous one. Any cooking plans today? Honestly, I don't know what dinner's going to be today. Maybe a pizza. I'm feeling lazy. We'll see though. But we are caught up. Anyway, guys, thank you for hanging out. Hope you all had a great weekend. Good close to your weekend now that we're actually doing this on a Sunday this week. Have a good week, and I'll see you all next week for more. And hopefully my playthrough with RE9 will be complete and up for you guys to consume. Anyway, guys, take it easy. Enjoy. Stay safe, and I'll see you all next time. Take care, buddy.